is back, and the 2024 Los Angeles Rams preseason is in full swing. Get ready for an action-packed season as your Rams take on the Niners, Eagles, Dolphins, Raiders, Bills, and more right here at SoFi Stadium. You can experience all the energy and excitement of Rams football by purchasing season tickets at therams.com/2024. Again, that is therams.com/2024 to secure your seats for every Rams regular season home game. Purchase your season tickets today and experience football the Rams way.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Starting trouble. No one likes that. We can get you set up for some stronger starts. You might just need a fresh charge, and we can take care of that free of charge. But if it is time for a new battery, we've got replacement batteries that'll fit your needs, starting at just $79.99. That's what makes us America's #1 battery destination.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Summer's just getting started, so fill your cooler with the smooth and refreshing taste of Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. It tastes like real iced tea because it's made with real brewed tea. And with a 5% kick of alcohol, Twisted Tea is perfect for the beach, the lake, or wherever you're hanging out and day drinking with your friends. Look for the bright yellow cans. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
It's time for Sedano and Kap.
A little sabor, and we're going to just nosh.
It is George Sedano. It is Scott Kaplan. Sedano and Kap. It is on.
I'm going to have to say respectfully, I'm going to disagree.
Okay, why is that?
I don't know.
The LA Afternoon Drive takeover.
He likes to lay the wood.
Yeah.
Again? Kikuchi.
Wacky forced radio stunt of the year.
Christopher can go to hell.
Oh, nothing worse than the horse.
Nah, man, black don't crack.
Benjamin Pratt is like, how do you say his name?
He's here. He was here.
Yeah,
Asperger. Hey, these Hard Knocks guys are all over me right now. It's like I'm in back in Dayton.
You are a bit killer.
Because you got to talk about sperm.
Here we go.
You don't know. You don't know. And you know why you don't know? Because you're gutless,
Gutless.
Andy. You're gutless.
Sedano and Kap.
God, I'm going to melt you.
Beep-ba-da-bop. Do-da-da-da.
Boo ba bing ba da ba. Doom da bum.
Cappy,
Yeah.
I have a couple of things for you. Right now, I'm locked in
Yeah, tell me.
on Chinese Taipei and Cuba playing in the Little League World Series.
Ooh.
Locked in.
Okay.
And I'm also hoping to God my DoorDasher follows the instructions I left him
No
about
chance.
leaving me
They
my
never
food
do.
right outside that door
There is
after
no
the elevator.
chance.
No
No
chance.
chance whatsoever.
He's right, no chance.
I know.
Now, there is a chance that perhaps, and I'm just saying perhaps, that your DoorDasher could get to the lobby at LA Live, could possibly do a handoff to one of the brilliant security people that work downstairs,
Yeah.
and they may be polite enough to bring it up.
They're not allowed.
Well, the
They're not allowed to
DoorDasher
leave their
definitely not
post.
doing it. Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Can you let them know, somebody let the guy know downstairs, the gentleman downstairs, that there's going to be a DoorDasher coming? Can we just have someone just let him know? So that way when it's here, they can let us know and we can just go get it. Yeah, because I'm starving.
Really? So
Oh,
you
my God.
decided to go with
I
what,
don't know who to-
California chicken something?
California Chicken Cafe and just like a wrap.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's nothing easy and
Not too far away. You could have walked there in plenty of time.
not with crosstalk.
Well, super crosstalk, no.
Correct,
Regular
yeah.
crosstalk for sure.
Right. Excellent point by you,
Yeah.
Cappy.
Yeah.
So I'm locked in on this Little League game. It's 6-2, I believe, in the 6th inning.
Who's winning? Cuba or Chinese
No,
Taipei?
Chinese Taipei is winning.
Oh, really?
My people. They
Okay.
they're not doing so hot.
Oh, I thought your people were the Chinese Taipeitians.
I mean, everyone's my people, but
Okay.
specifically my people are the
Los
Cubans.
Cubanos.
Yes. Yeah.
See.
Yeah.
Mine too. You know what's interesting, by the way?
How is Kiko?
Kiko's good.
Did you ask him Kiko?
I call him Pancho.
Oh, now he's Pancho.
Yeah, now I gave up on Cisco, and now I just call him Pancho. That's right. My son's
What did he have to say about that, by the
He
way?
didn't have anything to say about it. I told him all were acceptable per George Sedano. That's what I told him. I said, your choice,
For
buddy.
those
Kiko,
that
Pancho, you name
for
it.
those that don't know, Cappy's son Justin, his roommate is a Cubano named Francisco, right?
See?
And so we were talking about the different variations of nicknames for Francisco. Has many. So you decided to go with Pancho.
Pancho.
Yes. Yeah.
See.
Okay.
Right. Okay, so I just want to say one thing about this Little League World Series game between Cuba and
Kid
Chinese
just got
Taipei.
hit, man.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just got
Which
beamed,
kid?
it looked like.
Which kid?
I don't know. This kid from Chinese Taipei.
No.
I think he walked to first, but he's back on the ground.
Oh, no.
I think I hit in the leg.
Oh, is he crying?
No, I can't tell. His back's to the camera, but
They only cry when they win in the Little League World Series.
I didn't know if
no,
the
they
pitcher,
cry when they lose too. I've seen that.
No.
Have you ever seen that time where the pitcher hit the kid and the kid was hurt and the pitcher started to cry?
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, I hurt this dude. And then the dude got up and he walked out to the pitcher's mound and they hugged it out. He's like, man, I'm okay. It's okay. You don't have to be crying out here, dog.
Don't you remember last year's Little League World Series and we were broadcasting in Morales' backyard and there was that big controversy with how the game ended?
Oh yeah, remember
was
the
crazy.
coach? Yeah.
Yeah, the
The
whole
coach
thing.
put he basically blew the game for them in a lot of ways. But the
I don't remember that game, but I do remember broadcasting from Morales' backyard because I brought like a 75-foot cable, and Morales was standing upstairs in his office, the OC offices, that is, of ESPN LA, and he took like the 75 feet and he threw it down to me, like as if he was throwing me a life raft off of a boat, you know?
Right.
That part I remember, baseball. I don't remember exactly what happened during the World Series.
Okay. Well, and then a couple years ago, the kids from El Segundo, right?
Yeah.
They had their big run too. So
You know, it's interesting you brought this up just out of the gate.
we've had two, by the way, not to interrupt, but we've had two since 2018, two runs in Southern California, both in the South Bay. Torrance in 2018 and El Segundo last
You know,
year.
George, when I was, this is years ago, I want to say probably 2010-ish, maybe 2000. No, it was about 2012, 2013.
Yeah.
There was a team from way down south by the border, Chula Vista.
Yeah, I remember them as well,
And
yeah.
they made it to the championship game.
Right.
And as I recall, they did not win. Nonetheless, they had a player on that team who at the time was like 12 or 13 years old. He was like 6'5" as like a 12 or 13-year-old. Like he was like ridiculously abnormally tall for a kid his age.
Right.
And at the time, they actually showed you that because he was so tall and because of where he released the ball on a Little League pitcher's mound, it made it feel for the kid that's in the batter's box that rather than it be a 50-mile-an-hour pitch, it was like a 75-mile-an-hour pitch.
Wow, that's
something
crazy.
I mean, something crazy like that, right? Turns out that kid, 24 years old, played his college baseball at Cal Berkeley and just got called up to the big leagues the other day to play for the Oakland A's.
Right.
So I love following these kids' stories from when they're 12 or 13 and they make a Little League World Series run. And then, of course, if you have a team of 14 kids, 4 or 5 of them are going to play varsity baseball in high school. The rest of them are going to go on to other stuff.
Yeah.
And then maybe there's that one little chance that one guy becomes a major leaguer. That's why I love stories like this, man. That's what I got to watch this past weekend.
Nice.
Yeah.
Lindsay, the answer to your question is it says 3 to 5 minutes.
3 to 5 minutes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's fun, dude. And like, I love that, you have the American, competition, and then eventually they'll play the winner of the international side.
Yeah.
So like Honolulu has been fantastic in this. I didn't, until the last couple of years that I've started to watch this on a more regular basis. I didn't realize that baseball in Hawaii was that good.
I don't know it either. I'll tell you right now, and moms and dads out there will know this, and George, you're going to find this out. There is nothing better than when you have a Little League kid and your kid makes it into the All-Stars and you're into that last year of their Little League and they're 12 or 13 years old, they've made the All-Star team, and you actually believe that you can make it to San Bernardino and you think you've got the right team to make it all the way.
Hold on,
to the
Cappy. I
Little
think
League
my
World Series.
DoorDash guy's calling.
Come on, you're kidding me. Put him on the air. Let's hear him.
On
Yellow.
speaker.
Yeah, yellow. Hey, man, it's DoorDash. How are you? I got your wrap. Yeah, well, bro, sorry, man. I'm on the air right now. I'm up at ESPN. I'm on the second floor. Okay, bro, well, what would you like me to do? Well, if you could go to the lobby, there's a security man there. His name is Alex. He's a wonderful human being. He's a great guy. And if you just hand it off to Alex, I'll have somebody come down and pick that up, if you don't mind. Okay, is that good? Okay.
I think
All
he's
right, perfect.
explaining to him how to get on the elevator and then
Oh,
where
no.
to go once he
Oh,
gets
no.
off the
Oh,
elevator.
no. Oh,
if you're
geez.
watching on YouTube right now,
Yeah.
he's pointing, he's drawing a box with his finger.
Here's what you do. When you're down at LA Live, in between the Yard House and the Starbucks, there's a set of doors. You just go in there, you talk to the security people. They're
That's
gonna
what I
get you
told
up to
them. The
second
Starbucks
floor.
and then then just leave it with the security guard.
Yeah, all right. George, there's nothing better than when your kid is an all-star in Little League and you think you have a real chance. We actually believed we had a chance. Not because we did. We just believed that we did. And
To answer your question, George Funchy said he'll go get it.
Oh, what a sweetheart. What an
You
angel.
Funch?
What an angel of a
You
guy.
are a
to
man.
say.
Oh, we're just doing this on the air, half off the air, half on the air.
Like half
Bunch,
the
you're
show
the man.
right now is about George's DoorDash,
so
and
hungry.
half the show is about Little League World Series.
Yeah. So go ahead. You were saying. Go
Well,
ahead.
I'm just so my son's 13-year-old year, he was on the All-Star team.
Yeah.
Even though it was very ridiculously political.
Right.
And
Well, a lot of kids' athletics is very much the case in a lot of cases, especially as they get older.
Yeah, I mean, but we had a guy in our local Little League that was like guy who ran the local Little League.
Right.
But by the same token, he also ran like the local travel ball team.
Uh-huh.
So he essentially took the best players from the Little League, put them on a travel ball team when they were about 8 years old, and for the next 4 or 5 years tried to create a Little League World Series team.
Right.
But then by the time the kids got to 12 or 13, there were better players in the Little League that actually deserved to be on the team.
Right.
And he had no choice but to put those kids on the team. And then the whole thing got blown up and screwed up, and then we never went anywhere or did anything. But to answer the very first part of this, am I watching Cuba versus Chinese Taipei? George, I'm sad to report to you right now that I am not watching.
Oh.
Well, just put it on. All you got to do is talk into your remote and say ESPN.
Oh, Lindsay. Oh, I'm so glad you said that. Thank you so much. You know why?
Why? What happened to your TV?
Because, well, you'll remember last week I had a whole internet disaster at my house, right? Cox Cable sent me a new
router. Yeah.
I installed the router.
Yeah.
Everything's up and running.
And now
However,
it's a disaster. It doesn't work right.
However, you ready for this?
Yeah.
They sent me these two little teeny tiny cable
the
boxes.
cable boxes. Right. And you didn't know where to put them.
No, it's not that I don't know where to put them. The TVs were professionally mounted on the wall.
Yeah.
And the guy who mounted them did like this whole thing behind them to like take the wires and hide the wires and plug stuff in and blah, blah, blah. And I can't get to the little boxes. So today I got up on a stool. I'm like, I can't live like this. So I pulled the cable box out. I go to install the new one. Of course, it's a new kind of a plug. I can't get to the plug, to unplug, to replug. To
Why don't you just hire
reinstall.
someone, man?
Okay, so so I was so pissed at the cable company. I'm like, you people screwed me so badly. I can't watch either TV downstairs here, and it's affecting my work. I can't watch Cuba versus Chinese Taipei.
Yeah.
All right?
Wait, so you've had this problem since Friday.
Correct.
You haven't been able to watch anything all weekend.
On the two TVs downstairs. on my
Dude, this
TV
is
upstairs.
huge. Look at this thing.
Well, I'll take half of that thing.
Holy moly.
Boy, oh boy, does that look good. I'll take half of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Lindsay, my
And a
office
zip tie,
TV
by the way. Thank
and my family room TV, worthless to me right now.
Wow, Cappy.
Worthless.
That's terrible.
Can't you cast the upstairs TV to the downstairs, or it's just a whole
Oh,
mess?
yeah. You can
You know
your
what?
computer, right?
You can't even get on the TV because the cable is like controlling the smart TV. I don't know.
What a
Can
mess.
anybody help me?
Oh, my-
Is there
again,
anybody out
with
there
you
that
and
can help me?
technology.
Is
It
there
is-
anybody that
Listen,
cares for their boy that can help him
If
out?
anybody wants to help Cap, that would be very nice of you. However, I just want to warn you that he did spend 48 minutes on the phone with IT at Disney just trying to get his login
And then 2
password.
hours
And then
with
2
Cox.
hours.
Yeah.
Right, 2 hours the next day.
And in the
Goes.
48 minutes that you were on hold with the Disney ESPN IT guy, George solved the problem in 30 seconds.
Not
as soon
accurate.
As he took over.
Not accurate at all. Not accurate
No?
at
Am
all.
I wrong?
I mean,
You
I
are
did
wrong.
help. I did
You
help
helped.
him get on
You
with it.
helped.
As
helped me.
soon as George wheeled his chair over, he was like, "This is what he's
No,
talking
no.
about," and
All
he did
that-
a
No.
with his
All
keys,
that George
and then
did
it was fine.
all that George did was George just helped the guy from Disney IT take control of my computer because I couldn't figure out how to do it. Otherwise, other than the 30 or 40 seconds that George contributed, major contribution to be sure.
Yeah.
Major contribution, but I'm not going to give him full credit for solving the problem. Baseball.
Okay.
Now, baseball, can you help me? I mean, listen, you're a person who has hung TVs. If you could come over, you and me could pull the TV down ourselves. Then we could reinstall the thing. Then we could plug in the other thing. Then we could rehang the TV. You and me could do this together, girl. I just can't do it by myself.
I did actually when I hung my TV, not the one that I dropped on the way down, but when I hung it up, I did the thing where I bought one of those. What's it called? Where you attach the cable to it and you fish it through the wall. It's like a metal thing.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
And
I just
you-
don't know what it's
yeah,
called.
and
You mean that
wind
thing
it
like
up.
when you take the cable and then you fish it down
Yes.
through the wall? And
Yes.
then you, and
So you don't see any
I
of
have
the
no idea what
cords?
that's called. No, I have no idea.
Well, I did that. I bought one of those on Amazon, and I did that, and you couldn't see any of the cords. I did such a great job. However, it sounds like you're telling me that your cable box was installed in the wall?
No, not in the wall, behind the TV. It's actually Velcroed to the back of the TV.
Well, then you can just unvelcro it.
Right, but the new cable box is not the same wire to plug in as the old cable box.
Right.
I don't know, man.
So they gave you the wrong thing.
No, they didn't give me the wrong thing. They gave me the new thing. And the new thing has a different thing than the old thing. You understand?
Take a picture and send it in the group chat, and we'll try and help you out.
Nah, there's nothing you can do. I need to hire a professional.
Okay.
We got any
you can do that,
professionals
too.
out there? Any professionals listening?
I'm sure plenty can help you, Cappy.
somebody
Cappy, we got quarterback stuff to get to.
Yes, we do.
Okay, we got quarterback conundrums, and one of them that's been solved, apparently. So we'll get to all that coming up in just a second.
710 ESPN.
Very diverse background in the insurance industry. For example, some of them used to work for insurance companies before they joined Avner's team. Yes, they actually chose to switch sides when they realized the effectiveness of Avner's team's work. Some of them used to be in the restoration business, rebuilding homes after disasters. Some of them used to be in the contents handling business, moving homeowners' belongings to a safe place for restoration and storage. Some of them were experts in hazardous materials handling, like asbestos and lead testing. That was their daily work. And some of them were members of law firms handling bad faith claims and general business disputes. You see, diversification is the name of the game. When you are represented by Avner Gatt's team, you have the entire team's experience and know-how by your side. No one, and I mean no one, messes with Avner Gatt and his team. So call Avner Gatt right now, 818-917-5256, 818-917-5256. That's AvnerGatt.com, AVNERGAT, AvnerGatt.com. When you call him directly, Avner Gatt and his family, they take the calls themselves. Avner Gatt says, hello.
Hey, it's Travis.
And Slee. By now you have heard about our good friends at the law office of Joseph S. Normand.
When my son Bobby was in an accident, we called Joe and he hit it out of the park. That's why I trust Joe.
No insurance company is ever on your side. Anything you say to them can and will be used against you. Joe and his team will treat you like family, get you the medical attention you need, and the max compensation you deserve.
Call 213-747-2000. That's 213-747-2000 or visit normandlegal.com.
The law office of Joseph S. Normand.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you. Discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free, with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit, hims.com/joy.
This is Sedano and Cap for your afternoon drive.
Walks around like a little puppy dog.
On 710 ESPN.
Nice. Yeah. See, even this gets me.
Yeah?
Yeah.
This is a great song.
It's a great song.
Banger.
That's what I just said, Cap. Great minds think alike.
So,
like that?
Islands in the Stream, 1983, released today.
You guys heard of that rumor about Dolly Parton?
What about her?
I mean,
That
what?
she has a bunch of tattoos. Like her arms are covered in tattoos. That's why you can never see a picture with her with a short sleeve shirt.
I never heard that before.
I have never either.
You know that she actually has a husband. She's married, and like no one even realizes it because he's just like low key Hide in the shadows.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't
There's
know that
no way
either.
Cappy would do that.
No.
No. If I was married to Dolly Parton, oh my God, I'd change my name to Cappy Parton. You kidding me? Forget
Cappy
about
world.
it. Man. Right. I mean, I'd be living that life, man. I'd be living that whole Dolly Parton life.
Funchi, although it is interesting, for many years, may he rest in peace, they even did a commercial about it because it was so hilarious. There used to be a rumor that John Clayton used to have a ponytail.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
And they did that Sports Center
That's
commercial
right.
about it.
Yeah.
Because it became like internet lore. Like people were like, wait, does John Clayton really have a ponytail? And people would get asked about that all the time. And they eventually did that. So maybe the Dolly Parton stuff is not real. But
R.I.P. big fella, John Clayton.
Yeah.
What a strange situation that was. I won't go too deep into it, but man, I'd gotten super close to John over the last maybe 6 or 7 years of his life. And he was going, George, I promise you, I'm not joking with you, not one bit. Till the day he died.
Oh, I believe it.
He was doing radio hits. Hey, we've got John Clayton on the phone right now, and John was weak and, didn't look well at all, and nobody knew how sick he really was. And then, next day, you're like, I just heard him on the radio yesterday. It was weird.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, big fella. We miss
Great
you.
man. Very
yes,
nice.
he was.
Yeah.
What a sweetheart.
Speaking of football.
What are you still munching on this burrito?
Oh, it's
or
so
whatever?
good.
What is in it? Let me hear what's in it.
California chicken wrap. The only thing I didn't like is that it has tomatoes. Because
I saw you picking something out of it.
Yeah, I'm not a tomato guy.
Okay,
per
not
se.
a tomato guy. All right.
I don't love them. They're
Okay.
fine, but I don't love them.
Mm-hmm.
And especially because I ordered a chicken Caesar wrap. There's no tomatoes.
No,
in
no,
Caesar
There is
you
no
don't put
tomato.
tomatoes
No
in
tomato
that.
in a Caesar.
Yeah,
No
That is a
tomato.
party foul.
No, there is no tomato in a
Yeah.
Caesar.
Yeah.
Although yesterday, I will tell you this. You know what I had yesterday that I thought was great?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm also not the biggest tomato fan, but I like the color red in a salad. It makes it look colorful. I just don't
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
like to eat it.
Yeah.
A watermelon salad.
Oh, watermelon salad is good.
A
Lovely.
watermelon salad?
Was it a
yeah,
regular salad?
Well, it was like watermelon with greens, and then there were some tomatoes, and there was I think a feta cheese on top of.
Yeah.
Some, I don't know,
Little
man.
feta?
Phenomenal.
A little feta, huh?
Yeah, it was really nice.
So,
nice.
Cappy,
Talk to me.
let's talk football here.
Football.
What would you rather talk about first? Would you rather talk about your boy Stetson Bennett having another crazy up and down game? Gardner Minshew named the Raiders quarterback over Aiden O'Connell, or that USC, because Funchi just texted us before the show started, has officially named Miller Moss their starting quarterback.
I would just say this. I like all three of those stories.
Yeah.
One thing to tack on to the back half of the USC story, Miller Moss has been named the starter for USC, and at Boise State.
Oh, Malachi Nelson got jumped.
He was not the number one quarterback. There was
Right.
a kid-
I don't mean jumped as in physically jumped. I meant
No.
more like he was surpassed on the
leapfrogged.
depth chart.
well,
On the depth chart.
But you wanna know something, George?
I didn't want to break news here like
No,
that. That
no,
was
no.
I could tell by DeAndre's reaction that I was.
Like,
he was
damn.
like, "Wait, what?"
You got jumped?
Yeah, no. He was jumped on the depth chart. Yes.
Well, just by the way, he was sort of jumped on the depth chart because the kid who's now been named the starting quarterback at Boise State, and by the way, nobody here cares about Boise State. I understand. But Malachi Nelson was the number one high school recruit in the country.
Yeah.
And when that kid was at Los Alamitos High School, he had already committed to USC.
Yeah.
But then, many people will remember this part of the story, he reopened his recruiting
Right.
because, as I recall, he was being managed by Clutch, right? And they were going to handle all of his NIL deal. So then he reopened the recruiting, and he went and took a visit down to Texas A&M because they're the ones that have the money because
Right.
they just give it away, right? They just give it to coaches. Hey, you're fired. Here's $80 million. Go away. So he reopened his recruiting. He wound up finishing his recruiting and did come to USC. But as you know, he was there, and the game plan, at least according to Malachi, was that Caleb Williams will start, and then once he leaves for the NFL, which he did the end of last year, Malachi would become the starter. Malachi was not anointed the starter by Lincoln Riley. He decided to bounce and go to Boise State, which obviously we all know is a major, major, major step backwards.
Right, it's a
But
group
you-
of five, right?
But, you
But a
take
great
that-
group of five. Yeah.
You take that step backwards to become
To
the
play,
starter.
right.
And then by becoming the starter, you do one of two things. You either, A, elevate to a much bigger school, maybe the next year or 2 years down the line, or you just go from there where you start and you build stats and you go directly
to the NFL.
NFL.
I mean, listen, we've seen guys that are, forget group of five, we've seen FCS quarterbacks, go and
become first-round picks.
Right.
That's right. So I just to tack on to the back of the Miller Moss story and USC naming their starting quarterback.
Yeah.
This Malachi Nelson thing, I'm not saying it won't turn different because, I mean, who knows? Maybe the other kid doesn't perform. Maybe the other kid gets hurt.
He still has a shot, right?
But when you're the number one recruited player in the country, and you transfer from a school like SC, to a
you
school
would
like
expect
Boise
that
State,
he would play right away.
And moreover, just one
But
little small.
I'd like to just see what we'll see what the kid's story ends up being. To your point,
Well, right, that's right. We don't know what the kid's story is going to ultimately be. But I'll just tell you one last thing. I have a buddy of mine who has a company, and they were telling me that they were about to do a deal with Malachi and his family in Boise,
right?
Because they assumed that
he
was
would
going
be
to be
the starter, right.
and he was going to be a big star,
right?
Amazing.
Yeah. All right, let's do this. We'll let you pick which one of those three you actually want to do, since you went off the board.
Well,
and
I kind of took
Malachi
three.
Nelson.
I sort of took the bronze medal on you.
No, you didn't. You went off the board, and that's fine. I didn't present a off the board challenge.
Related.
Yeah, no, it is, but I didn't. We didn't give you an off the board option, which maybe I should have. But nonetheless, let's get back to the board.
Okay.
After this, okay.
Right.
Not that we break, because we don't break around here.
We don't break.
Yeah.
We've given up on breaks.
Yeah. But NextGen is the official AC Heat and Plumbing Company, Cappy, of SoCal sports fans. That's right. NextGen's the absolute best in the biz. Thousands of 5-star reviews online to prove it. And to keep your home comfortable year-round, NextGen's rewards membership plan is the way to go. That's right. Get your whole home covered with multi-point tune-ups and professional cleanings on your home's air conditioning, water heating systems, full plumbing inspections, diagnostic charges, and parts, etc. on repairs. They got you covered with this NextGen rewards membership. How much does it cost? I know you're asking me. You just wonder. All right, Sedano, get to it. Like, how much does it cost? $19.99 a month. By the way, that's just for ESPN LA listeners, because it's normally $29.99 a month. So you're getting $10 off a month, which is $120 a year. That's nice change. I got to be honest with you. So, and you got your home covered that way. So join NextGen Rewards membership. Get on the VIP list, which will give you also access to a 2-hour window in their priority service appointments. And right now, NextGen's reward membership, as I mentioned, only $19.99 a month for ESPN LA fans, reduced from $29.99, but only for a limited time. You got to act soon. So sign up today. NextGen is the only name you need to remember for a safe and comfy home. So call them at 833-3-NEXTGen. That's 833-3-NEXGEN. Or visit them online at nextgenairandplumbing.com to schedule your appointment.
Hey, ESPN LA listeners, it's John Ireland. You want to play golf with me and corporate Greg Berkman? You can, thanks to Terranea. If you listen to the show, you know Terranea is my favorite place in the world. It's like going to Hawaii without getting on a plane. Well, you can play golf with Bergman and I at the links at Terranea, and then we'll buy you lunch. Here's how you win. Send a video of your golf swing to @ESPN Los Angeles on Instagram or on Twitter. We'll take a look at your golf swing. If you impress us, you'll be playing golf at Terranea with me and Bergman, and then we'll buy you lunch. And you can all you can eat, all you can drink. We don't care. We're not paying.
Often asked about people who suffer their first back injury, think they've pulled a muscle in their back, and they don't stretch enough as far as their back is concerned. So when do you seek care from a doctor when you've sustained a back injury? At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, we like to tell people that the most important thing is to watch and see if that back pain is radiating down your leg, causing any numbness, causing any weakness, or any bowel or bladder dysfunction. These are surgical problems usually and require a more urgent visit to the emergency room rather than waiting to see the doctor. If none of these signs are present, it's safe to wait it out, rest for a few days, and seek medical care from your doctor within a week or so. Hope that helps. Keep stretching your back. If that doesn't get better in a week or 10 days, that's when it's time to seek the orthopedic specialist. Hope this keeps you on the field, and keep listening. We'll be back soon.
Keep listening for more on the road to recovery right here on 710 ESPN.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text SIZZLE to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text SIZZLE to 42424. That's SIZZLE to 42424.
This is Sedano and Kap for your afternoon drive.
How is that related?
On 710 ESPN.
With you. Yeah.
So, Cappy, I'm now locked in on another game.
Tell me what game you're watching.
Well,
that I
it's
can't
Chinese
watch.
Taipei won.
Yeah.
So now it's Florida, Texas, 1-1 in the bottom of the second. And this kid from Florida on the mound.
Yeah.
Absolutely dealing. Now, he did just being a kid, but he has struck out a bunch of kids.
Yeah.
You know, already in this game, and I love it because I think it's the dad.
Yep.
Like they're showing the dad, and he's doing the whole "you're out" thing. Like he's like pulling. Like it's awesome. It's like it is so fun to watch the reaction of not only the kid just being like a machine out there mowing him down, and then the dad just going nuts.
Well, I want to say a big thank you to Crash Override in the Circle of Trust. He says, Scott Kaplan sounds like my 80-year-old mother-in-law. Whenever Spectrum sends her something new, I have to go hook it up for her. I'm the designated IT/audiovisual professional in my family, to which I replied, hey, Crash Override, is there any way you can drive over to my house right now and fix my stuff? Because the fact is, I'm not watching Florida versus Texas right now. I'm not seeing the dad going, you're out. I'm not seeing that.
Why don't you just watch it on your computer?
Well, because I don't know the logins to any
tabs.
of my
my
I don't know the logins. Now I can watch it on my phone, but then I can't be a part of the Circle of Trust.
Right.
You know?
You got too much stuff going on, man.
Well, my issues are, they're just a lot of password problems. I mean, today I had to change my password to get into LinkedIn. Forget about it.
I mean, geez.
I mean, my goodness.
Just link out.
That's a good idea. I should stop linking in. I'll go link out.
Right.
But you post like every day on LinkedIn.
Do you?
Do I?
Like repost. I always get like notifications like Scott Kaplan reposted.
Yeah, I repost. I'm a reposter.
You're a reposter?
Yeah, I'm a reposter.
Okay.
I don't really post much, but I'm a reposter.
I'm not like a sharer on LinkedIn. I just kind of lurk.
I didn't even. Yeah, now that you told me, now I know you're lurking on ES.
I get notifications.
I didn't know.
For some reason, I get notifications.
I didn't know you were
Speaking of
lurking.
lurking, you lurked at my LinkedIn profile a couple months ago.
Whoa!
I did?
Yeah, because
I didn't know.
I have the LinkedIn.
The pro, where it tells you who is like
and
watching
so it
you.
tells you when people look at your profile.
Cappy, you better be careful how many people have premium and they know you're lurking.
Well, did you like something? I mean, I must have seen you on LinkedIn for some reason.
No, it said this person. It tells you how they found you and everything. Like via
How did I
search.
find you?
I think I'll look it up because it tells me.
You're a
It's not that
lurker.
long ago.
You're a searcher and a lurker.
Right?
It'll say like this person found you via search, or this
Okay.
person found you on their feed.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
It's very, very. I'm surprised you don't have like LinkedIn Premium. Cap.
I'm sure I do, but I don't know how to
No.
use it.
Right, probably.
I also have LinkedIn Sales Navigator. I don't know how to use that either.
See, if you had LinkedIn Pro, then it would not tell me that you lurked on my profile.
Oh,
Because if
interesting.
you have LinkedIn Pro, then it doesn't tell other
it'll
LinkedIn
hide
Pro.
you,
Yes.
basically.
Well, I pay for something on LinkedIn. I don't know what it is, but I pay for something.
LinkedIn's expensive.
Yeah,
But I paid for
it.
like a year, like I don't know, a year
Yo,
ago.
this Florida coach is going nuts. He's
Oh, yeah.
high-fiving everybody. He's firing up these kids, man. Like, this is all. And this kid on the mound, number 14, he just fanned another kid. Like, he struck out the side.
Oh, nice. I'm watching it now, too, but I'm watching it on my phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, this sucks.
This kid is good.
This sucks.
So anyway.
All right, go back to football.
Yeah, football.
Football.
All right, so which one of the three on the board, Stetson Bennett's up and down roller coaster game, again, not as bad as the other one, but still not great. And the fact that Sean McVay's still not committing to him, despite the fact that they don't have another quarterback on the roster, I think, that they feel comfortable with to back up Stafford. Now, there's also the Gardner Minshew situation where he is now the starter over Aiden O'Connell. And then we just learned that Miller Moss a little while ago was named the starter officially for USC. So which one, Cappy?
Wait, before we get into which one.
Oh, jeez.
Out of the three, who has the best name? Because they're all fantastic names.
Miller Moss is good. Stetson Bennett sounds like a trust fund baby.
I think it sounds like a cologne. Stetson Bennett.
Well, right. Yeah. Stetson was a cologne.
That's right.
No, Stetson Bennett to me sounds like a country music star. You know,
oh,
like to
yeah,
me,
you're right.
That's
you're
a guy
right.
in a pair of blue jeans.
What about Miller Moss?
Miller Moss, pretty good.
Oh,
good
no,
name.
see, because I think Gardner Minshew sounds way more like a country act to
Gardner
me.
Minshew's
it
good.
Yes, you're right.
You know what? Maybe they should all go on tour together.
They
should all go on tour together. You
should.
should have Gardner Minshew,
Yeah.
Miller Moss, and who's the third one? And Stetson Bennett. All three of them. You have Stetson Bennett
on
open.
tour.
You say each of their names with like a twang, and then
all of a sudden you got your serious. That's a festival. That's a country music festival. Is
right
what that
there.
is.
Special guest star Hawk Tua Girl.
Ooh,
Cabby would be front and center.
Right. I would be like I wouldn't care about Miller Moss or Gardner Minshew
or Stetson Bennett. Right.
I'd be all up into Hawk Tua.
Yeah. By the way, the Hawk Tua girl, the whole Mets thing that we did the other day, she apparently was donating created a fund for vets. Right.
Yeah.
Vet dogs.
Yep. So good for her.
Yep. Everybody who knocked Hawk Tua girl for being there at the Mets game. You know,
she was like, "Hey, I got invited, and I'm trying to raise money for this charity."
Cappy, we got big deal on Tuesday. Tomorrow, Mexico versus Cuba.
Oh, wow!
Yeah.
How about that? Who are you going to be rooting for there?
I mean, Cuba. I got to root for Cuba.
I just want to make sure.
You know.
So you gave me the choice.
So go ahead. One of those three.
Okay, I'll take Gardner Minshew.
Okay, interesting.
Well, I'll take Gardner Minshew for this reason.
Does it matter who the starting quarterback there is this year?
Oh, I think so.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, big time.
You think, because the Raiders defense is ready to ball out. Minshew is definitely the more accomplished of the two.
Well, when you say more accomplished, I mean, Aiden O'Connell last year finds himself thrown into the mix as a fourth-round draft choice.
Right. But Minshew's good. He's not like franchise good, but he's like good enough to get you some wins. I mean, the Colts almost made the playoffs last year.
Right. They were one game away. They were one game away. Listen, here's the thing. I like Gardner Minshew, and you're going to understand why I like Gardner Minshew. You know me, George. I like a good story, and I like a guy who's considered an underdog. Gardner Minshew is both of those things. He's an amazing story, and he's an underdog player. And I wouldn't have known this story if it wasn't for this past weekend. I got an alert on my phone that The Athletic had done a story about Gardner Minshew. Have you heard about how Gardner Minshew tried to get extra eligibility while in college? Did you hear about this story?
I vaguely know the story, but I don't remember the details.
All right, here goes. So this is, and by the way, anybody else can do their research. I read the article. I'm reporting to you what I remember from the article. This was on Saturday. So Gardner Minshew had played at some small, junior college or whatever. He then went to East Carolina, where he was going to be a third-string quarterback at East Carolina. But what happened is the second-string quarterback actually became the first-string running back, which elevated Gardner Minshew to the number 2 role. And then before you knew it, the first guy was hurt, and Minshew was thrown into playing.
Right.
Minshew did not want to play right away. He wanted to take his time. He wanted to have more eligibility, but the team needed him. So guess what Minshew decided to try and do?
What did he do?
He tried to hurt himself. By hurting himself, he would get like a medical red shirt.
Right.
And he would have more eligibility on the back end, giving him a better chance to make it into the NFL.
Right.
So Minshew decided he wanted to try and hurt himself. Now, if you were going to try and hurt yourself, what body part would you try and hurt?
Like an offhand pinky or something?
Okay. All right. See, when I was this is my first year out of college. I'm in training camp with the then San Diego Chargers. I know I'm about to get cut after the third preseason game. I tried to sprain my ankle. I walked on the field, and I looked for every hole that I could find on the field. I walked in it hoping to sprain my ankle so that I could go to the general manager and say, hey, I'm hurt. You can't cut me. That's what Gardner Minshew was doing. Gardner Minshew decided he was going to break his hand. By breaking his hand, he was going to get himself extra eligibility.
Right.
You know how he did it, George?
How?
He drank a bottle of Jack Daniels, and then he sat there and he put his hand on the table.
And slammed it with the bottle?
And then, no, he took a hammer.
Oh.
And started slamming his hand.
Oh.
Started slamming his hand. But he found out, and this is the way it was reported in The Athletic, he found out that breaking the bones in your hand is apparently a lot harder than you'd think.
Yeah.
So he's trying to break his hand, and he goes to the coaches, and they're like, what the hell's wrong with your hand? He's like, oh, man, sorry, I got it caught in like a car. I jammed it in a car. I slammed the car door. And the only reason that we know of this story is this. When Gardner Minshew leaves East Carolina, do you know where he played thereafter? I'm sure you scouted him.
Washington State, no?
Correct. Washington State. He played for Mike Leach. And the late, great Mike Leach. Rest in peace. So he tells this story to his teammates. Hey, guys, I love football so much that I wanted to play longer as long as I could, and I tried to break my hand. That's what I did because I just wanted to play more football. Anything to play more football. So that's where the legend sort of began of Gardner Minshew, him trying to break his hand while drunk on a bottle of Jack Daniels, trying to slam a hammer on his hand so he can get more football eligibility.
There you go.
See, I love stories like that.
Yeah, it's a great story.
I love guys who love the game, who will do anything they can to play longer. You asked me to pick one of the guys off the board. Gardner Minshew is a guy that if you look back on his career, and he's 28 years old and he's been in the NFL for a few years now, teammates rally around him.
Yeah, they like him.
I'm not telling you he's going to Canton, Ohio.
No.
I'm not telling you that he's going to be better than Patrick Mahomes.
Right.
I'm just telling you that Tom Telesco, the general manager of the Raiders, said that's the guy that can hold us over until we get a number one guy. We're not paying him like he's Kirk Cousins. We're not giving him a $45 million starting contract. But he's got the experience, and he's proven to be a winner. And I think he's the right choice for the Raiders. I like what the Raiders have done.
Yeah, I think you can win some games with him. But I think that's what he is. He's a bridge quarterback. So you better get yourself somebody, like, soon. Because he can long.
But should they give a bridge guy? Like, I don't know. Don't you think they should kind of tank?
Well, I think that they want a bridge guy because I think their defense is, like, elite. And I think they feel like a bridge guy... and by the way, the Colts defense last year was very good too. So I think they look at it and say, granted, worst division, right? AFC South is a much easier division than the AFC West. But I feel like the general manager, Tom Telesco, looks at it as he'll keep us in games and we can eke out like a wild card situation. Or, God forbid, right? Somebody gets hurt and we can take advantage of that from the division standpoint.
Or we decide we're going to try and push people around with an offensive line. We're going to run the ball.
Right.
We're going to have a quarterback that guys have, like I said, have rallied around in the past, and we're going to win games with defense. And we're going to try and control the clock by running the ball. And we're going to try and get the other team off the field, set them up with good field position.
Which is what the Colts did last year, basically, with him. He had some moments where he had to throw it, obviously, but Jonathan Taylor's on that team. Their defense was good, and that was kind of their recipe.
They were a game away from making it into the postseason last year, were the Colts. And I think he started, I want to say, 13 games last year.
He was 7-6 as a starter.
So, listen, Gardner Minshew has yet to prove that he is a legitimate franchise starting quarterback. He probably, at least I would say the data would say that the odds are probably against him, that he'll ever really prove to be that. But listen, a guy like Ryan Fitzpatrick was never supposed to be anybody's starting quarterback.
Yeah, but he was in the league forever.
For a really long time.
Yeah.
And he played a lot.
Yeah, he can be the next Fitzpatrick. Right.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But listen, here's your opportunity as a player to become a starting quarterback at the beginning of the season, not become a starting quarterback 4 games in because your first-round draft choice got hurt. This is Gardner Minshew's time. This is his opportunity of a lifetime right here.
Yeah, 100%.
And you've got one of the best receivers in the entire NFL. Get him the ball.
Right. That's just it. The other guy didn't do that well. So do that well, and, you can stick around for a little bit. All right, Cappy, coming up next, we got more quarterbacks we can spin the wheel on. And then I want to talk about Clayton.
Quarterbacks?
Yeah, wheel of quarterbacks.
I like that.
Oh, okay. And then we got some Dodger stuff. Clayton Kershaw. I mean, he's making this a real conversation. So we'll get into that as well. Stick around. 710 ESPN.
Let's do it. What you need to know right now.
What you need to know is brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times. Just 90 minutes from wherever you are. Take it away, Linz.
All right, guys. So what you need to know is that there's some really cool astrological events coming up. The end of this month and the beginning of next month.
Have you seen the moon last night, by the way?
Well, that's what I was just going to tell you.
Super full moon.
Whoa.
Starts tonight with the official full moon. And it's
So yesterday was not a full moon?
It was 98% yesterday.
Really?
Tonight it's 100% full, and it's called a rare seasonal blue moon, and it's also a super moon.
So what's that? What's
why is it super?
What's super? Yeah.
A super moon, it appears bigger and brighter than the average full moon because the moon's orbit around Earth is elliptical, meaning that sometimes it's closer.
Right.
And when the moon is at its closest, it's referred to as being its... I don't know how to say this word.
Say it.
Spell it.
Assminger?
P-E-R-I-G-E. Perigee?
P-E-R what?
P-E-R-I-G-E. So anyway, that's like the scientific name for a supermoon.
Right.
So they're physically
Maybe
larger
Parige?
in the sky and noticeably brighter than average.
Yeah. And a blue moon is what? Other than a beer?
The blue moon. So the blue moon it means that a seasonal blue moon works the same way. They're approximately 3 months long, so you can expect 3 of them.
Oh.
And I guess the blue moon is just another orbit that makes it look bigger and brighter.
Okay.
So
But
you
is
got
there
like
anything
2
weird going to
doubling up.
happen? Is something weird going to happen though?
Yeah. There's going to be werewolves out and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, my dog always acts up when there's a full moon.
Really?
Does yours?
Chewy does, huh?
Yeah. Does yours? Does Jack?
Benny was running around a lot more than he normally does.
Chewy was too?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't think I'm going to see Jack ever again.
Oh. We need to get you a puppy, Cap.
I know. My kids are all like, Dad, it's time for a new dog. I'm like, no new dog.
How old is Jack?
10.
Oh, yeah. I feel like, you need a little Frenchie puppy.
Nah.
Get a Big Perk.
Yeah, Big Perk.
Big Perk's Frenchies.
Oh, don't do that, Cap.
Nah, he can charge me full price.
Oh, he's
No, he
definitely
hooked you
charged
up.
you for
He hooked you up.
Come on, Cap. Don't do that to me.
Come on, Big Perk. Help a
Next
brother
time
out.
he's in town, we'll have him come over and bring some Frenchies.
Yeah.
You can pick one out.
So, Cappy, that is what you need to know, brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times, less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. Let's hold back the quarterback conversation for 1 second and talk about Clayton Kershaw.
Okay.
Who tossed 6 scoreless innings.
Mm-hmm.
So, is he's making this more of a conversation now?
What's the conversation that he's making?
That he's probably going to have to be in the playoff rotation because of not only the way he's performing, but as you mentioned earlier, Glasnow's injury situation now.
Well, let's think about this. If listen, and you could probably do this really quickly. For me, it would actually be a lot of work, and I'm not going to do it. But here goes.
Okay.
If you were to go back and look at Clayton Kershaw from the All-Star break as to where we are now, and you were going to track each one of his performances, it appears to me that he has taken his time. He didn't come out in game 1 and be like, I'm back. I'm planning on pitching 6 scoreless. I'm planning on striking a bunch of dudes out.
Yeah. He had to
took his
stretch out.
time.
Yeah,
right.
he stretched out a little bit.
And everybody knew it. Andrew Friedman, Dave Roberts, Clayton Kershaw, everybody on the team knew, hey, we got to get him into live action. And whether he pitches 3 innings, 5 innings, it doesn't really matter. We got to start rebuilding him.
Yeah.
They have rebuilt him, and he has rebuilt himself to what he did yesterday.
He's had 3 straight really good outings, I would say.
But not as good as yesterday.
No, yesterday was masterful.
Yesterday
was very much Clayton Kershaw.
Right. That's what Clayton Kershaw has always been. But coming off of the injury and all of the time off and the surgery, it's taken this many starts for Clayton Kershaw to go back to what he was. And when you say entering the conversation, George, if you were going to say a week ago, what would the Dodger pitching staff look like going into the playoffs, just hypothetically?
We said Flaherty, Glasnow, and probably Yamamoto if he comes back, like they expect him to.
Okay. So now, today, Monday, a lot's changed since Friday, right?
Yeah.
What would your answer be today?
I mean, Flaherty. If you're telling me Yamamoto's going to come back fine, Yamamoto, and maybe Kershaw.
Okay, to me, it would be Flaherty because you just traded for him, and you're also running out of arms.
Yeah.
Kershaw, because he is proving yet again that he can make this sort of a comeback, and he is and always has been one of the heart and souls of your team.
Yeah.
And then number 3, my answer is, I don't know.
Right.
Isn't he notoriously bad in the playoffs, though, Kershaw?
Yes, yep, that's a thing.
Yeah. So, I mean, even that is like he's supposed to be
by
your
the way,
stalwart.
I would say notorious only because he's been arguably the greatest regular season pitcher in the history of the sport.
And he's been in the postseason every year, it seems.
Correct. And in the playoffs...
he fades.
Well, I would say this. Part of it has been, he's clearly his body has betrayed him more recently, I would say. But I would say early in his career, there were just random games that he got destroyed, right? And by the way, that just happens in baseball, especially in the playoffs. The postseason in Major League Baseball is, in my opinion, along with hockey, probably the most random thing that you can do in the postseason.
It is.
Because
winning, just get in and anything can happen.
Because here's the thing. And Cappy, I would love to get your thoughts on this because all it takes is a bad bounce, or in hockey, for example, the puck hitting just, off a stick or something. Crazy little details can derail an entire great regular season in a flash in those two sports. And I'm not saying it can't in football, but we kind of get that with football because we know it's a one-game sample. I'm talking about a series, in theory, should be more predictable. And in those two sports, it's not predictable at all.
Well, let me say this, and everybody laughed at me. Okay, but I may be proven right by the end of this year, which, by the way, would be a rarity, and it would be something I'd beat my chest on forever if I were actually right about something. So here it goes. I said for the last 2 seasons, do not pitch Kershaw until the second half of the season. Why? Because by the time you get to the postseason, at his age, and with the wear and tear on his arm and his body, he runs out of gas. I'm going to make this prediction right now. I think Clayton Kershaw will go into the postseason as your number 1 or your number 2. Much of that will depend on Tyler Glasnow. Is Glasnow going to be around for the postseason?
Right.
When I hear elbow tightness,
yeah, that's not good.
That is not good.
Yeah.
Lindsay, you say Kershaw has had a lot of problems in the postseason. Go take a look at what the Dodgers just traded for in terms of this guy Flaherty. Because last year, he was traded for, and he moved from one team to the next team, and he never even made a start in the postseason because he wasn't really that good. So while the Dodgers made a move to get Flaherty, and his regular season has been really good, we haven't seen it yet because he's only had one start so far. Kershaw, because his body is healthy and because he's rested and he's essentially fresh, he's 6 or so starts into his year now versus being 20 or 22 starts or 25 starts into his year.
Yeah. Yes, I totally get that. But that also happened. You said that, and then we realized are you suggesting that Andrew Friedman was listening to Sedano Kap like everybody listens and took your idea?
I'm telling you,
yes.
as a matter of fact.
The answer is yes.
I'm telling you as a matter of fact that if Clayton Kershaw wanted to pitch in the first half of the season, he was ready to go in the first half of the season. But the Dodgers and Kershaw came up with a game plan that they
after
heard
listening to you,
right? That they heard from a brilliant radio talk show host, and they went, you know what? I don't want to give credit to that guy because then his ego's really going to blow up.
Right.
But he's got a good idea.
Yeah.
And why would we pitch Kershaw in the first half of the season when we don't need him?
Right. Flaherty has pitched 3 games for the Dodgers.
All right.
And
thanks for the correction.
Yeah, and yeah, it's been. The last outing wasn't great necessarily. I mean, it wasn't. Last couple outings have been okay. So
nothing special.
Right, it's been okay. He was great in the first one, but he's been okay. But they needed the depth. To your point, you know what I mean.
Right.
So
I
think, with that lineup, you're hoping that he just gives it. You're just hoping he keeps you in the game, which he does. He pitches 5. I mean, he's pretty much a 5-inning guy, maybe 6. And that's what you're hoping for because your bullpen has been pretty good this year.
And I want to say, was it 2 starts ago, I guess it was, where he gave up 2 home runs in the first inning?
Yeah.
And then
he's given up
down.
4 home runs in his last 2 starts.
Okay. So he settled down after the first inning. But all I'm saying is this. I think the Kershaw thing is really, really interesting to me to see a guy his age with that much wear and tear, with that much experience, make a comeback this late in his career.
It would be an amazing story if the Dodgers can come out and win the World Series, and Clayton Kershaw could play a role in it, considering where this season started with him, where he wasn't going to pitch, and there was a lot of open conversations amongst the media, like should he just retire?
No doubt. And by the way, it would be also an amazing story if the Dodgers were to not win the World Series because they purely, just like we're watching the Little League World Series, they just literally run out of pitching.
Right.
And that happens. I mean, I know that sounds ridiculous, but that absolutely happens at the major league level, just like it does at the Little League level.
Yeah, at every level.
Happened to the Gardos in 2016.
There you go.
You got to have that.
Yeah.
Without that reference.
I'm just saying they did. That was tragic.
Okay.
I'm sure it was tragic.
I remember it vividly, as a matter of fact, 8 years ago when the Gardos ran out of pitching.
Exactly.
I remember it vividly. Remember when Josh Johnstone was supposed to be the number one guy going into that postseason, and then he just didn't have it anymore, and they had to sit him down? Do you remember that?
If he was from the Padres, then no, I don't remember.
No, I don't know. I just made up the name.
I know.
Yeah. Josh Johnstone does sound like a pitcher, but more like from the 80s or 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, Cappy, let's get back to football after this. Yeah. So there are there's three things on the board again, okay? So you ready for the three things?
I'm good.
Okay. We still haven't done Stetson Bennett and the roller coaster ride, okay? We haven't done Miller Moss, and now I'm adding Caleb Williams this weekend to the board, okay? So do you want to select now, or do you want to do it on the other side?
I'm going to do it on the other side. I'm going to give it some thought. I'm going to let it marinate.
Okay, that's fine. Go do some marination, and we will have Cabby's decision next.
Hey, ESPN LA listeners, it's John Ireland. You want to play golf with me and corporate Greg Berkman? You can, thanks to Terranea. If you listen to the show, you know Terranea is my favorite place in the world. It's like going to Hawaii without getting on a plane. Well, you can play golf with Bergman and I at the links at Terranea, and then we'll buy you lunch. Here's how you win. Send a video of your golf swing to @ESPN Los Angeles on Instagram or on Twitter. We'll take a look at your golf swing. If you impress us, you'll be playing golf at Terranea with me and Bergman, and then we'll buy you lunch. And you can eat, all you can drink. We don't care. We're not paying.
Casino, Southern California's premier resort casino experience. See for yourself what made readers of Newsweek and USA Today name Pechanga the best casino outside of Las Vegas. Enjoy Pechanga's world-class resort amenities, exceptional entertainment, dining, spa, and golf, and of course, 24/7 gaming excitement. Head to Pechanga Resort Casino, just off the I-15 in Temecula. Visit Pechanga.com or call 888-PECHANGA for reservations or more information.
The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event is on now at Carden Alleyway Hyundai. Lease a new 2024 Hyundai Santa Fe SC for only $319 a month plus tax for 36 months on approved credit. Plus, get peace of mind driving with America's best warranty, a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty, and the Hyundai Assurance Program. Carden Alleyway Hyundai just off the 91 freeway in the Corona Auto Center or CardenAlleywayHyundai.com. Lease for $319 plus tax. License and fee to well-qualified buyers. 36-month lease. 12K miles per year. $39.99 due at signing. Not all buyers will qualify. Down payment may be required. Subject to HMF credit approval. Expires 9/03/2024.
When your job demands more than just hard work, trust Timberland Pro, the brand that defines superior comfort, performance, and durability. Built on a legacy of craftsmanship, Timberland Pro provides boots and apparel that stand up to the toughest challenges. Our products are as resilient as the skilled men and women who wear them. From the workshop to the job site, Timberland Pro is there with you every step of the way, blending innovation with time-tested quality. Discover why professionals choose Timberland Pro. Always do, never done. Visit timberlandpro.com or your local Timberland Pro dealer.
When you switch and save with Progressive, you could use that money towards golf lessons to become a scratch golfer. Progressive cannot guarantee that you will ever become a scratch golfer. Scratch golfers are really, really good. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds on average, and sure, you could put that money towards lessons, but if you can't hit the broadside of a barn and think you're going to become a scratch golfer, you're delusional. Sorry, just telling it like it is. Savings? Maybe. Scratch golfer? Don't hold your breath. Switch and see if you could save at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance and Affiliates. Not available in all states. It's universally accepted that golf is hard. Progressive cannot guarantee improved performance on the course.
This is Sedano and Kap for your afternoon drive.
Really? You haven't? Oh, my B.
Yeah.
My B.
Your B.
On 710 ESPN.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, Warren.
Yeah.
Starting Monday, September 9th.
Starting Monday, September 9th.
What?
New time slot. You and I are going, everybody's moving up an hour early.
I thought you and I were going to enforce that we were going to start the
This
3
week.
to 6 thing sooner than that.
I mean, we can just do it. I don't know if Mason and I, we'd have to all do it like rebelliously.
Yeah.
And just do it. And all show up an hour earlier. Because if we show up at 3, like Mason Island, they'd probably just leave.
Oh, for sure.
So, but they need to be in on it. You know what I mean?
Well, the problem is that next week, are Mason and Ireland back together? Because Ireland's up in Idaho right now, enjoying this beautiful new house that the Lakers built for him, which was lovely. And
Wait, what?
Well, I mean, they pay him, so
Oh,
technically
I know,
they
okay,
did.
okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I just thought that was funny.
Right. I mean, I wanted to try and use the house this upcoming holiday weekend, and Jeannie's there. So, I mean, I'm just saying, you know. Okay, so are Mason and Ireland back together again next week? I don't know if anybody...
Lindsay would know better.
I believe so.
Okay. Because George and I, we still have like another 3 or 4 months worth of vacation coming before the football season starts, right?
Yeah. So Monday, actually, we're going to have DeMarco and Ramona on. And we're only on from 4 to 6 because that's the first week of Trojans Live.
Oh,
Jordan
really?
Moore and Sean Cody.
You hear that, George?
And what day is that?
Monday,
This coming Monday.
the 26th. That's a
Oh,
week
right,
from today,
because the season starts on the 2nd.
I have no idea what day it even is or what date it is.
Today is
August is
19th.
weird.
Yeah,
August is weird.
going
that way.
by fast, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
But it's a longer month, isn't it? Is August a 4-week deal? Or
31 days, yeah.
31 days. There
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah.
31
So,
flavors.
Cappy.
Yo, hit me with my choices.
3 choices.
All right.
Football choices.
Football.
So you got Stetson Bennett, the roller coaster ride.
All right.
We've already done Gardner Minshew.
Okay.
So that's off. Then you have, I like that Stetson Bennett roller coaster ride. Who was our roller coaster ride
You
last
had Miller
year?
Moss. Oh, who's our roller
Anthony
coaster?
Davis.
Oh, it was Anthony Davis. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. We're on that AD roller coaster.
Yeah. So, yeah, Stetson Bennett has his own roller coaster, much smaller than AD's.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So
Like
you
the,
had Stetson
demon
Bennett.
drop.
like that roller coaster is the one that has like the that says you have to be this tall to
Right,
ride.
no, right. It's a little,
Exactly.
the Stetson Bennett roller coaster is like the little kiddie roller coaster at the fair.
Right.
The Anthony Davis roller coaster is like the biggest, baddest one at Six Flags.
It's like, yeah, exactly.
All right.
So anyway,
Stetson Bennett won.
Stetson Bennett.
Miller Moss was 2.
Miller Moss was 2, being named the starting quarterback, or Caleb Williams this weekend.
Okay. I'm going to take Caleb Williams.
I mean, you're the one that texted us in the group chat, and then I went back and watched it, how awesome he was.
Well, Caleb Williams made obviously one play in particular that everybody was kind of wowed by, myself included, where Caleb Williams is rolling to his left and launches a bomb
Across his body completely.
Right. So
like,
again,
feet not set, like
Right.
just like while he's running like forward and to the left, he throws across his body as he's going out the sideline and throws a dime
right
to Rome Odunze. Yeah.
Right. And it was a perfect pass. And when you see a guy make a throw like that, you're like, because that's what I did. I texted everybody in the group. I was like, did you guys just see what Caleb Williams did? That play in particular is what is making everybody around the NFL go, wow, look at what Caleb Williams did. I don't know if they weren't watching the last 2 years at USC, but he did a lot of those kinds of things. Did he play a great game? Not really.
Oh, dude, he would have had a second touchdown if Rome Odunze would have known where the damn out of bounds was in the back of the end zone. You didn't see that play?
Yes, I did see that play.
And that was also a sick-ass play, too, by him.
Yeah, but when you say a second touchdown, you mean he had the one rushing.
Well, I'm saying another one in the air.
Yeah. So, look, did he have a great game? I mean, not like spectacularly great. He was 7 for 13. I think he passed for 75 yards. He did run for a touchdown, to your point. He did not get that one in. It was a very good game, but he made one play in particular that when we see that play, we all go, oh my goodness, that's exceptional athletic talent. To be able to run to your left, not set your feet, throw across your body, and put a ball on that spot, that is amazing. And Odunze, I think, because both of these kids were drafted in the first round this year by Chicago, I think we're looking at a partnership here. If both guys can stay healthy, that could be a great one to watch over the next couple of years develop, right?
Yeah.
Was it a great game? Not really. It wasn't terrible. I'm not trying to knock it.
I mean, again,
I'm just saying, one play was spectacular.
If all of a sudden it's 8 of 13, okay, and he's got 2 touchdowns in the air, 1 on the ground, that's a good game, man.
Right, but he only had 1 touchdown on the ground. He didn't have a throwing touchdown.
Right. But I'm saying, or whatever, right? 1 touch. If you had 2 touchdowns, 1 in the air, 1 on the ground, but it's not his fault. He put it on the money to Rome Odunze.
Absolutely right. Listen, all I'm getting at is this: there was I was watching parts of the game, and there's an analyst on the Chicago Bears broadcast. His name is Jim Miller, and Jim was an NFL quarterback, and he played, I want to say, his college ball at Michigan State. He had a nice career in the NFL, and Jim had, as a quarterback, you're constantly kind of knocking and critiquing, but I mean, not like in an overly critical way, in a constructive way. And he talked about how Caleb's got to learn that when he has time, when he creates the time with his feet that he was able to create all the time at USC, in the NFL, when you create that time, you have to know when you can and when you can't set your feet. The play that we're talking about where he's rolling to his left didn't have time to set his feet.
Right.
On the other hand, there were plays where he did not have great throws because he chose not to set his feet. I'm not trying to overly analyze quarterback play because I didn't play it in the league, even though I probably could have. I mean, look at me, right? I mean, look at this athleticism.
Oh, Jesus.
I mean, look at the body that God granted me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Wasted athleticism.
Yeah.
But it was a really nice performance. I mean, it was that throw in particular is what we're all going to leave the weekend with and go, wow, look at what Caleb Williams is capable of doing. It's almost got me, George, thinking that I may go back and watch Hard Knocks episode 2.
Even though you hate Eberflus.
I don't like Matt Eberflus. I don't find him interesting or entertaining.
Yeah.
But I do think that if I'm going to follow Caleb all year like I plan to, I feel like I need to watch Hard Knocks episode 2 to really get to know the people and the personalities that are part of this team.
I mean, okay, that was interesting analysis for sure, and good.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
But Tyreek Hill basically said, Caleb looks nice, reminds me of ... And we all know who he's talking about.
Yep, that's right. Listen, that one throw will remind you of that. I mean, it really will, because who else can make that throw? I mean, can Aaron Rodgers make that throw? He has. I mean, in his
many
career,
years ago now.
Yeah, he has. Right? Is Josh
And
Allen
by the way,
making...
that's who Caleb credited with that throw.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Is Josh Allen making that throw? I don't really think so.
No, I mean, I think he can.
Maybe,
yeah.
maybe. But I mean,
he's much more athletic. He's very athletic.
No doubt. But I've never seen him like rolling full speed to his left and drop a dime quite like that.
Right.
You know, I'm not saying he hasn't. I'm just saying that I'm not watching every play of the Buffalo Bills.
Right.
And because it's preseason, things get kind of blown out of proportion, good or bad. You know, like it was one of those plays that the NFL this weekend was sending you notifications on your phone. Like, hey, did you just see what Caleb Williams did? And if you hadn't, you might have clicked on your phone and gone, oh, my God, that's amazing. And then you think that Caleb Williams played the greatest game in the history of the NFL.
No, it's just one play. I think everybody realized that was only one play, but I don't think he played poorly. I thought he played well.
By the way, you had a complaint last week about the NFL's...
Yeah, the app did not get much better this week.
It did not. Okay, I wanted to ask you for that because here's why. I received a notification, George, from Apple, and they told me that my subscription to NFL Plus will get renewed.
Oh, so you have it?
Yeah, I have it.
But you've never used it?
No, I've used it. I just don't know the password.
Of course, yeah.
Of course, right?
Well, you're obviously logged into it because you got a notification.
Correct. So my NFL Plus subscription, $79.99 for the year, it gets renewed on September 17th. So I must have bought it last year, week 2, not week 1.
Right.
So I'm going to make the assumption that on week 1, it's going to work just fine.
Right.
And then the following week, it'll just auto-renew. But who thinks between now and then I will find a way to screw this whole thing up?
Oh, yeah, something will happen for sure.
By the way, I saw there was like an email I got about NFL Plus today, and it's the launch of NFL Pro, which is, I guess it comes with the NFL Plus, and it gives you access to all 22 coaches' film for every NFL game back to 2022.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you can now sort through all 22 video using next-gen stats.
Oh.
So it's like they're enhancing it just for you, Cap.
How about that?
Just for you. So maybe it's worth the money.
Well, I'm definitely going to renew it. I mean, first of all, like most subscriptions, I forget that I even have them.
Correct.
And then they get auto-renewed, and I never really know what they're all about. You know, today I got hit with a $320 charge on my Amex, and it popped up on my phone. They went, hey, $322 for USS. I go, what the hell is USS? Right? I have no idea what USS is.
What is it?
What
right?
was it?
Did you find out?
Turns out I went into my email and I got a receipt from USS. USS is apparently the storage company down at Tulane University where my daughter has stored all of her stuff before she took off to go to Amsterdam for a semester abroad. So I'm paying for the storage for the next 4 or 5 months.
How big is
it
this unit, man? 322. That's like a 10 by 10 easily, or a 10 by 12.
Let's think about it here. So August, September, October, November, December, January. That's 6 months. So
Right.
what is that?
You're paying $2,000.
No. It's like
that's for
$50
the whole
a month.
6 months.
Oh, it's only $50 a month.
Yeah, so it was
You made it sound like it was monthly.
Okay. Oh, so I thought that it was $322 a month.
Oh, thank goodness, no.
Oh, $50.
I mean, not bad. I mean, my point though is that my credit card got hit and I have no idea what it was.
Because those storage places can be really expensive.
Yeah. But this one is really reasonable, I guess.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Anyway, my point is simply I was going to renew the NFL's app no matter what, $79.99, $179, $379. It didn't matter.
Yeah.
I was going to renew it.
I have decided I don't do league not league pass. Theirs is called Sunday Ticket anymore. I mean, the when they switched to YouTube, the price jumped like $100.
I don't use.
So just on principle alone, I'm like,
Did you
I don't
guys
use
see-
Sunday Ticket either, but I do. You see, because
But I got Red Zone. I'm good
Well,
with
that's
Red
just
Zone.
it. Is I'm a Red Zone viewer. That's my problem.
Yeah.
Is that I'm a Red Zone viewer,
and all the good stuff you'll see it.
Right, but the bad stuff you don't really see. So like you think
No,
that
that's
you
not
saw
true.
the
They
game.
do turnovers on there too.
I'm not saying turnovers. I'm just saying just the whole game.
Oh.
Like there's a difference between watching the Red Zone and knowing what happened in a game versus watching a game and knowing the real details of what happened.
But I would say that that's what highlights are for, highlight shows, social media. Like you can do the deeper dive if you want.
The deeper dive is great when you go to YouTube after a game, even an NBA game, and they review the entire game in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Did you guys see that there's a graphic that if you want to watch all of the NFL games or at least have access to all of the NFL games across all the different streaming platforms, it's like $620 for the season.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean,
For all
it's
the
cheaper
different
than a season ticket package. And the only reason I think that you would watch it like to that extent is if you're like totally gambling on everything, which is what I'll probably be doing on Prize Picks.
Yeah. All right, Cappy, coming up next, Radio Tinder. Award-winning Radio Tinder will be the next segment. Stick around.
Hey, ESPN LA listeners, it's John Ireland. You want to play golf with me and corporate Greg Berkman? You can, thanks to Terranea. If you listen to the show, you know Terranea is my favorite place in the world. It's like going to Hawaii without getting on a plane. Well, you can play golf with Bergman and I at the links at Terranea, and then we'll buy you lunch. Here's how you win. Send a video of your golf swing to @ESPN Los Angeles on Instagram or on Twitter. We'll take a look at your golf swing. If you impress us, you'll be playing golf at Terranea with me and Bergman, and then we'll buy you lunch. And you can all you can eat, all you can drink. We don't care. We're not paying.
Hi, Uncle Artie at Pernia Law. And there's never any upfront fees. They collect when you collect. And for the record, their win-loss record puts them in the top of the standings. That's 844-DIAL-UNC. That's 844-DIAL-UNC.
Park, party, and play at Hollywood Park Casino, LA's premier card room. Now open 24/7. Play no-bust blackjack, poker, and more. Enjoy Century Bar and Grill's flavorful menu for lunch or late-night dinners. Watch your favorite teams and catch up with friends on game days. Unwind and enjoy live music and crafted cocktails at Ray's Lounge. Easy parking and access, Hollywood Park Casino, located next door to the Forum and SoFi Stadium. Park, party, and play. Hollywood Park Casino. Elevate your game.
Must be 21 and older to enter. These are approved DOJ games. Geico 004527. Geico 003871.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 710 ESPN and the all-new ESPN LA app. This fall, the new home of the USC Trojans.
The new home of the USC Trojans.
The Trojans are back.
The USC Trojans play on LA's mega sports station.
That's right. USC football, USC men's basketball, and USC women's basketball are on 710 ESPN. Coming this fall.
710 ESPN, the new home of the USC Trojans.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-777-1225. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-777-1225. That's 800-777-1225. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-777-1225. 800-777-1225.
The LA Kings have a new home.
Hear the excitement of Kings hockey this season.
This fall, 710 ESPN and the all-new ESPN LA app is your home for every moment of the Los Angeles Kings.
Hear the excitement of Kings hockey this season in only one place. Easy to access, easy to find, easy to enjoy every Kings game and your favorite Kings podcasts.
710 ESPN and the all-new ESPN LA app. And it is Sedano and Kap. Around 5:30 p.m. in the Southland Radio Tinder time, we like to play a TV theme. You can follow her at Lindsay Baseball on Twitter or Instagram. Don't forget about our sponsor, Tequila Mandala. Always swipe right on Tequila Mandala. Take it away, producer Lindsay.
Thanks, Christopher. All right, guys. So, I love Blake Lively, her work as an actress. And she recently was seen at one of her movie premieres, It Ends With Us, wearing a pair of $19,000 designer jeans. So I didn't even know that they could make jeans that cost that much money, but rich people are going to be rich people. So it had me wondering, how much do you guys, as men, what's the most that you would ever spend on a pair of jeans?
I'm trying to think. I'll tell you right now how much I've spent because I'll just look up the brand that I buy.
What brand?
Paige. They're very comfortable.
P-A-I-G-E or P-A-G-E?
P-A-I-G-E.
Paige jeans. Where you buy them at?
Nordstrom.
Okay. Well, you got to understand, George, I haven't been to a store in years.
Oh, I like to try. Pants I feel like I need to try on.
I'm jeans in particular.
Yeah. They're two. Let me see. What are these?
I buy mine online, and then I buy the 2 sizes I'm deciding between, and then I just send back what doesn't fit me.
Yeah, they're $200.
$200 for a pair of jeans?
Mm-hmm. But here's the thing. I will go in there, and when they're on sale, which, usually again 25, 30% off, sometimes even 40.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll go buy them a bunch in a bunch of different colors, and then I got jeans for a couple of years. I will not buy another pair of jeans. I probably have 6 to 8 pairs of these, and I won't need to buy jeans again for years.
I have not bought a pair of jeans I'm not joking with you. I'm literally not joking with you.
Literally,
this is not a joke. I have not bought a pair of jeans and I only remember the year that I bought this pair. This is the last pair I bought. 12 years.
All right, so what? I'm gonna let the crew. I'm gonna go into the other side. I'm gonna let the crew feel the.
Let me feel
jeans.
Those jeans.
I mean, they are soft.
Those are the Pages. All right, hold on a second. All right, so I've not bought a pair of jeans in 12 years. I desperately need new jeans, mostly because I can't fit my fat ass into my current jeans. too tight in the waist, too tight in the legs, have all shrunken down. Okay, DeAndre, you seem to think that those are a nice feeling jean. Is that right?
They are nice feeling jeans.
Nice piece of denim there, huh?
They are.
Nice denim. Yeah.
Off touch
so
there.
Cappy,
Wow.
we should get you some jeans for Christmas.
I am desperate for jeans. But the thing is,
What
is
size
this,
you wear?
I'm with George. I don't want to tell you, Lindsay, because I'm embarrassed. All right? Okay?
Don't be embarrassed, Cap. You're great the way you are.
When I was like a 36, I was like, all right, there's nothing wrong with that.
Now you're like a 38.
Now I feel like I'm like, to be super comfy, I need a 38. And the problem with getting bigger pants is that you grow into them.
Right.
So I need to get the smaller pants so that I can grow into those or shrink into those.
Yeah.
I've always told myself that I will not buy a pair of jeans over a certain size, and if I ever need to, then I need to lose weight. So I'm with you on that, Cap. Like,
Okay,
I will
so-
not buy pants over X size.
Okay, so I'm, George, $200 for a pair of jeans. I haven't bought jeans in so long that sounds like a lot of money to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm feeling like
And
maybe
again, I usually get them on sale. But yeah, it's still probably
So we'll say like 150.
with with tax and everything, they're probably still close in the close enough.
185.
By the way, I got news for you. $200 for a pair of jeans. It sounds like a lot of money, which it is.
But they're good jeans. I will have them for years.
Dude, I'm just telling you. The last pair of jeans I bought was 12 years ago.
Right.
I tried to get into them Friday night.
And you didn't.
And I
fit.
just gave up on them. I just gave
You
up.
didn't do the trick where you lay down on the bed flat and
No,
try
I
and
just
zip them up?
I gave up on. Hey, Lindsay, the other trick is don't button the button and wear a belt. But I didn't even do that because I couldn't even do that.
You know
so.
what, Cap? So since I guess you could say like I'm a little bit of a curvier girl. I guess I have a big butt, and so like certain jeans that I wear, like I need to get a little bit bigger of a size to fit them over my butt. So they make these things that like they're like buttons that you add to your pants. So because
button extenders.
Yeah, well, they have extenders and then they have shrinkers because I need ones that have, like a little bit larger size, but then in the waist they're too big, so then they can shrink them if you put the button on closer. But then in your case, it's like an extender. You can make them bigger with those buttons.
There you go.
Well, my
Kathy.
problem is I got no ass. You know what I mean? Like I ain't got no ass.
Right.
Well, I want to know. You could tell me off the air what your size is. I remember my ex-boyfriend that I dated forever. He was so skinny. I could never find him jeans, and you want to know what size he wore?
Tell me.
30, 32.
Wow.
Oy vey.
Isn't that so skinny?
That's
I wear
like-
30, 34.
See?
There you go, Funchy.
He's just like Funchy. Yes.
I mean, DeAndre, what are you rocking? About a 38 now?
Yeah,
38?
probably around 30. Yeah, 38.
Plus, you got them quadzillas.
I do.
You know what I'm saying? got them big old legs,
I
dog.
do got a big ass too.
Yeah, big ass too.
Got a lot of big
exactly
booties around
right.
here.
But 19,000 for a pair of pants seems excessive.
Yeah, that's like no.
19,000 seems excessive to walk around wearing a piece of jewelry.
Even
for
if you're
19,000.
even if you're rich, that's too much for a pair of jeans.
Yeah. All right, what's next?
All right, Funchy's got the next one.
Lover.
All right, guys. NFL Network is reporting Bill Belichick intends to coach next year in 2025. So,
I mean, does someone intend to have Bill
well, I
Belichick
mean,
be their coach?
let's. What team do you think he should come back for, or what team could he?
So
come
what
back
could
for?
be available?
Jets,
is the
Cowboys,
question.
Jags,
Ooh,
Giants.
The Jets would be interesting because of
Jets
the
is-
previous
Saints,
history.
maybe.
Yeah.
Right, there's history there, yeah.
Oh yeah.
What about?
I'll give you another one.
Would
I'll
the
throw
Browns
another-
take him?
The Browns don't need him. They got Coach of the Year.
I'm just
Two-time
saying.
Coach of
What
the
if,
Year.
what if things go sideways? You never know.
I
How about
think
this
if things
one?
go sideways, I think they're getting rid of their quarterback, not the coach.
I'll throw a couple ideas at you.
Okay, let's see.
First, Dallas Cowboys, because we all know
Yeah.
Mike McCarthy's on the last year.
Yeah.
You know?
And Jerry Jones would throw the house at him too.
That's one.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, I'll throw this one at you. The New York Giants, and here's the thought
Oh
process.
yeah, and by the way, he was there too as a defensive coordinator for
right.
Bill Parcells.
He's part of the Parcells tree, number one, so he's got a lot of history with the Giants.
Yeah.
And number two, I don't think, listen, George, we haven't talked about Stetson Bennett yet. But if you think Stetson Bennett hasn't been good so far in the preseason, did you see Daniel Jones this weekend?
Yeah, it's not been great.
Keep in mind, that's a $45 million a year quarterback.
Yeah.
But so Brian Daboll could be gone, perhaps, with the Giants. I'm just throwing out ideas to you. How about this one? Here's an idea. How about the Chicago Bears?
Bears.
If things
I like
don't
that.
work out for the Bears this year, and Matt Eberflus gets fired, and they're like, we got to find somebody here who can take care of this quarterback who's going to be a superstar. Well, Belichick had Brady. Why not give him Caleb?
Yeah, and honestly, I think that might have been part of the calculus, and this is just me recklessly speculating, about keeping Belichick last year and it abruptly ending, was because they didn't want him to end up with, like, Caleb. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because of the way things had gone sour there between him and ownership. Because if you'd gotten Caleb, they'd be good.
You're saying the Patriots would be good if they had gotten Caleb.
If Belichick would have stuck around and they would have been terrible like they were, they had a shot. I mean, they were the number 3 pick, right? So they didn't want him to get Caleb.
Maybe.
Not him.
You're saying the Patriots did not want Belichick to have Caleb and then be good again and have to stick around.
Right. That's why I think they were pushing him out the door. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe.
Maybe he'll go wherever his 24-year-old girlfriend says to go.
Oh, damn, Funch.
Damn.
Hawk Tua.
Hey, live his life. Live your life.
That's right, baby.
Let me see. What other teams? The Bears an interesting one.
Broncos.
No, he's
Broncos,
not going anywhere.
He's not going.
Yeah, he's not going anywhere.
Sean Payton is going to be there for a while, I would say. They're paying him a lot of money.
Let me see.
I'm looking around here, and I'm telling you right now, Jets, Giants, Bears all seem like potentially reasonable.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean,
that's about it.
I mean, right now that I can see.
Because, look, Buffalo, Sean McDermott, maybe.
I guess maybe.
I don't know what the expectations are for them this year. Like, they've had Super Bowl expectations. I don't feel like this is one of them, though.
I don't think so.
Well, I don't think that Buffalo has exactly said, hey, we're getting worse. I mean, I think that as long as you've got a star quarterback, you think you've got a chance, and you've been there. You've been so close. You've been knocking on the door.
What if the Arizona Cardinals win like one game this year? You think they can get out from their new coach?
No, he's a young guy. They're committed to him.
But I think
and
Belichick,
he's cheap, probably.
You know what, though? This year, Belichick, getting fired and being let go and being, how old is he? He's in his early 70s, as I recall.
Yeah.
I think this year everybody was like, hey, you know what? Let's stay away from him. But by the time next year comes around, I would think that it's probably reasonable to think that somebody might want to give him a chance. I personally, no offense to all of our 70-some-odd-year-old listeners, I think in the NFL, being a head coach at 72 years old or 73 years old, frankly, at this stage of the game, too old.
Yeah, I would agree. Although, again, if they would have stunk enough and they would have gotten Caleb, I think it changes his entire outlook for whatever amount of time he would have been there. Now, they weren't good enough to be the worst, or bad enough, I guess, to be the worst. But
didn't matter. Chicago
and
had
they
the number one overall pick.
But they knew they were going to be bad, so they're like, we don't want him touching the new toy. You know what I'm saying? And in this case, it's Drake May.
And I think also the Patriots organization, in particular Bob Kraft, based on all the stories that have come up, I think Bob Kraft had enough.
Yeah. Oh, right. I think the well was being poisoned well before he actually walked away.
Bob Kraft will take a bunch of crap when you're winning Super Bowls.
Yeah.
That 24-year-old girlfriend probably makes him feel young.
Oh, look at that. Funchy's been rolling on the 24-year-old girlfriend a bunch of times.
There you go.
All right, that is Radio Tinder because we're done here. We got to keep it moving. All right, coming up next, Cappy. All right, are we going to do Stetson Bennett?
Yeah, let's get to Stetson
Bennett.
Bennett.
Miller Moss, too, but we can get to Stetson Bennett.
Yeah.
And the Rams roller coaster with Stetson Bennett. So we'll get to that in just a second. But first, Radio Tinder is brought to you by our friends at Tequila Mandala. Always swipe right on Tequila Mandala. Award-winning small batch premium sippy tequila made from the finest mature agaves available everywhere fine tequilas are sold. Visit their website, tequilamandala.com, and demand the extraordinary with Tequila Mandala.
710 ESPN and the all-new ESPN LA app. This fall, the new home of the USC Trojans.
The new home of the USC Trojans.
The Trojans are back.
The USC Trojans play on LA's mega sports station.
That's right. USC football, USC men's basketball, and USC women's basketball are on 710 ESPN coming this fall.
710 ESPN, the new home of the USC Trojans.
When was this at? Was this right after the show?
3 o'clock?
You went to work.
Salsa verde molcajete? Yeah.
That's chunky. Oh,
dude, it's roasted and oh my God.
It's the Mid-Morning Spectacular.
Don't miss Travis Lee, live from LA Live.
710 ESPN.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. NextGen is the official AC heating plumbing company of SoCal sports fans. That's right. NextGen is the absolute best in the biz and has thousands of 5-star reviews online to prove it. And right now, you can get an $88 drain cleaning and they'll add in a free plumbing camera inspection. So if you're sick of dealing with a slow drain, just call NextGen at 833-3-NEXTGEN. That's 833-3-NEXGEN. NextGen includes water, plumbing, heater, and AC safety inspections. Prioritize the safety of your loved ones at home. NextGen is the only name you need to remember for a safe and comfy home. And if you're concerned about the air quality in your home as well or have allergy problems, call NextGen and breathe easy with indoor air quality solutions to fit any budget. So call them at 833-3NEXTGEN. That's 833-3NEXGEN, or visit them online at nextgenairandplumbing.com to schedule your appointment today.
NEXGEN, call 833-3NEXTGEN.
Hey, John Ireland here, looking for the perfect smile. You gotta meet my friend, Dr. Monica Madden at Beverly Hills Orthodontics, your go-to orthodontist right here in L.A. Check them out at BeverlyHillsOrtho.com, with locations in Beverly Hills, Studio City, Alhambra, and downtown L.A. Luxury orthodontic treatment is convenient no matter where you are. Your smile will be in expert hands at BeverlyHillsOrtho.com. That's BeverlyHillsOrtho.com.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Brakes? We can save you 15% on that. We have OE quality Duralast brake pads and rotors in stock, ready for pickup or delivery. We also have calipers, brake fluid, tools, and anything else you'll need to do the job right. When you get Duralast pads and rotors together, you'll save 15%. It's just part of what makes us America's #1 brakes destination.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Summer's just getting started, so fill your cooler with the smooth and refreshing taste of Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. It tastes like real iced tea because it's made with real brewed tea. And with a 5% kick of alcohol, Twisted Tea is perfect for the beach, the lake, or wherever you're hanging out and day drinking with your friends. Look for the bright yellow cans. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
This is Sedano and Kap for your afternoon drive.
Walks around like a little puppy dog.
On 710 ESPN.
Is this another back in the day?
No, we just wanted to hear Cap, like,
Really? It's not back in the day, though, huh?
No, it is. It's on there.
Oh, yeah. #1 hit today in 1979.
Yeah. By the way, I'm in the live YouTube chat right now.
Yeah.
And Beto Duran is saying that Cappy needs the doctor the Mariscos waitress use. What does that mean?
I don't know. Should
Is
ask him.
that like somebody that can do like ass injections?
Is he
for
trying
me?
to give you a BBL? Is he trying to recommend you for that?
Right,
Like a
'cause
Brazilian
everybody's-
butt lift?
Oh, yeah,
Right.
yeah. That's probably what it is.
Yeah, because I mean, I'm telling you guys right now, no ass, none, zero.
Yeah.
Well, the BBL, they suck your fat out from your belly because, you're saying you're where, a 38?
Yeah.
And
And they'll
then
put
you
it
have no
back
butt?
there.
Yeah, and they put it into your butt.
They'll proportion you.
Mhm.
I would love that.
You should look into that, Cap. I mean, you don't need it, but if you think you need it.
I mean, I would love
Well,
that.
I mean, you could get rid of the visceral fat at
Yeah.
the same time and then give yourself an ass. It'd be killing two birds with one stone.
That's true.
Let
but
me
I
tell you
think
something
you're
right now.
beautiful the way you are, Cap.
Well, thanks a hell of a lot. But I will tell you guys right now, I did major damage to myself this weekend.
As in, like, more food?
Saturday afternoon, George,
Mm-hmm.
you had sent me a text message.
Yeah.
SMS, if you will.
Uh-huh.
Of you and Beto Duran.
Right.
Planning to take over the universe, sitting in what I thought was your backyard.
Yeah, not my backyard.
It was
Okay,
in the
where-
group text.
Okay.
It was in the group chat, yeah.
Yeah.
Where were you?
And he said super
I can't
super
tell
secret.
you where. Super secret mission.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
And I sent you guys a picture where I was.
Mm-hmm. And you were out in South.
I was in South. I was at this great restaurant, and Rachel, as she's known, was having like a lunch for her, the girls that all work for her company.
Yeah.
And she had asked me to go, and of course, I'm always asking her to go do things with our work, so
Yeah.
I of course had to,
Right.
I had to do that.
You entertained.
Right. So we sit down at lunch.
Yeah.
And I don't know why I do this. Can someone explain this phenomenon to me?
Mm-hmm.
You ever sit down at home?
Phenomena.
It is a phenomenal. That's right.
Yeah.
Anybody ever sit down at home with a giant bag of tortilla chips and literally eat the entire bag?
No. I mean, I don't. I'm good enough to like grab like, 5 to 10 chips and call it a day. Now, my 5-year-old, if you let him, will sit there and eat every one of those chips in the bag, yes. But I as an adult, I try to have some restraint.
I could eat a whole bag of the Chipotle chips.
Oh, those are amazing.
But that's not like
it's
a
too
bag.
salty,
Right.
though.
But
Oh, no, I
love
love
them.
those.
I
So
love them. I
They're
love the
so
Chipotle
good. They're
chips.
addicting.
Okay, but here's the thing. If you don't sit down at your home.
Now, if it's Tostitos lime, hint of lime.
Oh, those are good.
Those
are
nice.
delicious.
Those are
And
good.
they're huge chips, too.
Those are tasty.
Yeah.
But you see, if you sit at home and you do not eat an entire bag of chips, then why do we, and I'll put myself in this category, maybe some of you will exclude yourselves, why do we eat buckets and buckets of chips in restaurants?
I don't know.
Mostly because they just put them in front of us.
Yes.
So,
It's free.
well, right, it's part of it, right?
Yeah.
So I'm telling you right now, they put these chips in front of me, and they were delicious. They were salty. They were crispy. They were big, and they were perfect because you could dip them in guacamole and they wouldn't break. You could dip them in ceviche and they wouldn't break.
Right.
And I just kept eating them, George.
Yeah.
2 bowls of guacamole.
Right.
Ceviche.
Yeah.
And probably like 3 baskets of chips.
Yeah. See, I like buying on the grocery store, Cappy. I like going Juanitas.
Juanitas.
Yeah.
Was muy bien.
See, have you had Juanitas?
I have, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, they're delicious. The red
Yes.
bag. Yeah.
Oh, mi amor.
Yeah. Anyway, so you ate like 6,000 calories worth of chips.
Correct. And then, of course, still ordered a full entree.
Right.
Ate my entree.
You're an animal.
Ate Rachel's entree, what was left of it.
Yeah.
Okay. And then had dessert.
Right. You're back to square one.
I went to the bathroom in this restaurant.
Oh, my God.
Not to go to the bathroom.
Oh, okay.
To lift up my shirt
To
and
see.
look at my belly.
And you're like, oh,
I'm like,
I disgust myself.
I'm like, there's no hiding it. There is no hiding it anymore. There is nothing I can wear that can hide what's going on here. I looked at myself in the front. I looked at myself from the side.
Oh, it's
I went
funny.
back to the front. I went back to the other side. I'm
You
like,
know what you could do?
What?
Just wear like a zip up.
I usually do wear another layer to try and hide it.
Did you have to unbutton your pants?
Right. Well, I
or you had
didn't.
sweatpants on?
No, I didn't have sweatpants on, thank goodness, because had I had sweatpants on, Lindsay, I'd have gone back in for a 4th bucket of chips.
Were you wearing the jeans that don't fit you? Or
No, I couldn't get in those.
What were you wearing?
I was wearing another pair of pants that was good because they were tight enough to, like, stay up, whereas I've been wearing this one pair of pants that's loose enough that they fall down when I put my phone in my back pocket. And you know those guys that walk around the streets with their pants down halfway to their ass, and you're like, how is that comfortable? And how is that practical? Like, I'm that guy when I'm wearing pants that are too big. George, I was so disgusted. I was so sickened by myself. And the next day, Sunday, because I was in a food coma, I swear to God, the whole day. A food coma. I couldn't walk. I couldn't talk. I couldn't go places. I couldn't eat anything. I couldn't drink anything. I was disgusted. The next day, I had to, like, cleanse my body. I had to get out all those chips and everything. I had to
So
get
what'd
it
you
out of
do?
me. Well, so it's middle of the day. Rachel and I are out for a walk.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to move the body because I'm trying to move the bowels. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And we ran into a friend of ours. We were walking through the neighborhood. And we're 2 miles away from home, and we run into a friend of ours. And I'm like, hey, man.
Can I borrow your bathroom?
Do you mind if I just walk in the house for a
No,
second here?
you did not.
You pooped in this guy's house?
What?
Well, here's the thing. Is I didn't want him to know that I was going to do that.
You
But
have
I
to
was-
be joking.
No, I'm not joking. It was happening right now on the spot. Okay?
How
I
far
said-
away were you from your house?
Oh, I'm talking
2
like
miles,
a
he
good
said.
2 miles. And we're on foot, okay?
Yeah.
So
I
he's
said,
not
hey,
really a neighbor.
I said, no, but he's a
friend who's in the neighborhood.
Right, and we were walking. So I said, hey, Dave, I go, is anybody in your house right now? He goes, why? You need to use the restroom? I'm like, yeah. He goes, no, go ahead. So I run into the bathroom.
Yeah.
And
Literally?
I'm literally running
Yeah.
full speed.
Right.
And I knew I only had, like, I timed myself.
Yeah.
Because I knew that if I sat down and started to go on Twitter and I started to play on my phone, he was going to know what I was doing.
Right, so you needed to go fast.
How long
This
did you
needed
give
to be-
yourself?
This needed to be a very efficient mission.
I needed him to think that I peed.
Right.
Oh, man, that's tough.
Not that I made a duty in his house.
I mean, the smell part probably would give it
Right.
away, though.
Well, now that's a separate problem because I didn't know how to turn on the fan in his bathroom.
Yeah.
I couldn't find any matches. He didn't have any, like, air spray. So I didn't know what to
Wait,
do.
so was this like a powder room or was this like a off the bedroom type
This
of
is a
bathroom?
powder room,
Okay,
like off
okay,
the kitchen, off the family room.
Oh,
like
forget it.
this
Then
is
everybody
really-
knows you pooped.
Right.
Yeah, everybody knows.
I was back outside in under 90 seconds.
Wow. That's
Leading-
You're like a
leading-
NASCAR pit crew in there.
Right, leading them to believe that perhaps I only peed.
Right. And then until they smelled it.
Well, I
Did
was
he
just
text
this-
you afterwards?
By the time you were gone.
I was gone, but I thought, I'm like, oh my God, I hope he doesn't call me.
Yeah.
Like, I hope he doesn't text Rachel because he's really more friends with Rachel than he is with me.
Oh, that's
I hope
even
he-
worse.
Your
I hope he
boyfriend
doesn't-
pooped
yeah.
in my house.
Right. Hey, Scott made him. And the other part of it was this, is I flushed and left. I flushed and ran.
Oh, so you didn't even know if it went down.
I had no idea. I'm like, God, I hope I didn't clog his toilet. I hope it's not overflowing right now. I mean, because we left. We're like, okay, we got to go. Bye. And we walked fast.
Wait, you didn't wash your hands?
No, of course I washed my
when
hands.
you said flushed and go. So.
No, I flush, wash, go.
Okay.
All right?
But you
what
can
I-
know if it's overflowing at that
But
point.
what I did to this poor guy's bathroom.
You're an animal, man.
An animal. There's something wrong with me.
Did you get a text after the fact?
No. So either A, he hung out outside of his house long enough.
Where the stench went away.
Correct.
Yeah.
Or he never went near it. I don't know.
He
Cap,
knows.
Cap, I feel
Here's
like
how you'll know if he knows. Sorry, Lindsay. Next time you run into him, he'll give you
yes,
the look.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Your life is like real life Curb Your Enthusiasm. Like you are Larry David.
Just younger and better looking. I mean, really.
I'm just saying. I feel
mean,
like
no-
a lot of these
Yeah, I
situations
mean-
you find yourself in could be on that show
Yeah.
easily.
No disrespect to Larry.
Lair.
You know, Larry, LD. No disrespect. Just a little younger, a little hotter, same problems.
Larry's got some. He's always had like really hot girlfriends.
Like in real life? Or
On
on
the
the
show.
show?
On the
yeah.
show.
Yeah. And his wife
Yeah.
at the beginning of the show.
And Jason Alexander too.
Yeah.
I'm always.
Well, I always liked Cheryl Hines, who was
Oh,
his
she's very
wife.
pretty.
Yeah.
And you know who she's married to?
Yes. She's married to.
In real life,
Reagan.
no. But
Isn't
Ted
she married
Danson
to a
on the show,
Reagan?
right?
No, she's married to. Who'd you say,
She's
Lindsay?
a Reagan or a Kennedy?
No, Kennedy.
Kennedy.
Robert F.
Oh,
Kennedy.
yeah, that's what I
RFK
meant.
Jr.
Yeah.
Yeah,
RFK
but
Jr.
on the show, it's Ted Danson she's
Right.
dating.
Well, she got divorced from Larry.
Right.
And then she got together with Ted.
Right.
And that really bothered Larry.
Yeah.
Not me. I wish one of my best friends would marry my ex-wife.
Why
Seriously.
would you? Why from all the bad things that you?
Yeah, why would you
hear about
want
her?
that to be the case?
Just take the whole mess off my hands.
Okay.
You know
All
what I'm
right.
saying?
Cappy, we still haven't gotten to Stetson Bennett.
Stetson Bennett, let's do it.
We're almost 2 hours.
This should be like the Matt Damon on Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah.
We didn't. Sorry, we didn't have time today.
Yeah. We're getting there.
Let's get to Stetson Bennett.
All right, Stetson. Remember that was the little jingle for the
cologne.
Cologne.
Really?
Stetson. Yeah, the guy was like lassoing something. It was like a cowboy or something.
Well, if Stetson Bennett ever becomes anything in the NFL, he's got a cologne waiting to endorse him.
Yeah.
But
By the way,
he got to do something before he does that.
he does. Shout out to Andrew. Happy birthday, Raider
Shout out.
Rubin's son in the Circle of Trust.
Shout out.
16th birthday. So
I did see him ask you for a shout out on that earlier.
there you go. All right, one more hour to go. 7:10.
There's nothing like NHL hockey, LA Kings hockey on 710 ESPN. Welcome to the family.
Brand new partnership. We're excited to have the Kings right here, the home of the Los Angeles Kings. And Trav, now I just need an invitation to go catch a game.
You have been giving you one forever. Now you
Now
have
it's
to
across
be
the
set.
street. Now it's across the street.
Go Kings, go.
Go Kings, go.
The Kings are back on 710 ESPN. Believe it or not, I did pregame for the Kings 25 years ago. Damn, I'm old. Luke Robitaille, the rest of the Kings organization couldn't be more excited. Go Kings, go.
Go Kings, go. Nothing like live hockey. Nothing like seeing it in person. Nothing like watching it on TV. Nothing like listening to it on the radio. And we've got them on ESPN LA. Go Kings, go.
We're so excited. The LA Kings have found a new home right here on 710 ESPN. Can't wait to see you on the ice.
I want to congratulate the LA Kings. You are now on the greatest sports radio station in America, 710. And guess what? Now I get to be one of the ice girls at a Kings game. Go Kings, go. Go Kings, go. Go Kings, go.
minutes from wherever you are, and here's what you need to know: the Stetson song for Stetson Bennett.
He's a Stetson
so
man.
Good. So wait, play it again. Play it again from the beginning. It's so good.
Once was a legend of the American land. No matter if he's a city boy, deep in his soul, he's a born cowboy. He's a Stetson man.
There you go.
If I were him, I would play that every time, like, I
You walk
started
into a
game.
room?
Yes.
It's his walk-up music on his
Yes.
phone.
Yeah.
It's amazing. There's a lot of jingles for Stetson Cologne.
Yeah, there are. Go play a couple more.
What was the one that you were talking about, George?
It was more like a slow one. It would go Stetson. And
A man should have on Stetson cologne, Stetson fits, comfortable and daring for the rugged soul, masculine and sharing, confident and bold.
Nice.
Stetson cologne, Stetson fits, 'cause there's a little bit of Stetson in every man.
Is there one cologne right now that has a TV commercial? Because back then,
Calvin Klein, don't they have?
they might still do.
Do they?
I don't know. But colognes were a big part of commercials for a
I
long
think we
time.
found it. I think we found the one you're talking about, George.
Yeah, this was This is
Oy
like
vey.
This was like the next version of the one I'm talking about.
This is 92.
But it was Stetson Easy for You. But this was like another version of that, like a
the
secondary
Christmas
version. Yeah, this was not Easy for You is absolutely the slogan, but it's not that commercial. Yeah.
Anybody like in nearby, like a CVS or a Walgreens or something that you can find if they even have Stetson cologne? Because I don't think you're going to find it. I don't think you're going to find it in Nordstrom.
They have them at Walgreens. I just looked up right now.
For real?
Yeah, $17.99.
There you go.
Nice. I'm going to get some.
You should wear it on the next time Stetson Bennett plays.
Does it smell good?
Don't know.
I don't know.
I'm going to have to check it out now.
Yeah.
Don't know.
We need to get a sample of it.
All right. Well,
So speaking of Stetson Bennett, Cappy.
yeah.
So again, he kind of sort of throws the game-winning touchdown.
What do you mean kind of, sort of?
And then, but also, he turns the ball over a couple times. Like, it's not like a small thing now.
Well,
Like,
didn't he had one interception,
But he
right?
had a fumble.
Okay.
Yeah.
So two turnovers.
Two turnovers,
Okay. Mhm.
right. After a 4-turnover week the week before. That's 6 turnovers in 2 games.
Should have been 5 the week before.
Correct.
Mhm.
So there's a reason Sean McVay is still not committed to him to being the number 2 quarterback for the first 2 weeks of the season.
Yeah. Well, I'll just say it like this, George. I think that there is a, and I saw my friend Louis Riddick put this out on Twitter earlier today. If somebody has a really great preseason, we're all like, yeah, okay, but so what? It's just preseason. And if somebody is not good in the preseason, we're like, he stinks. He's the worst. He's done.
Well, but you're playing against lesser competition, so that's why.
Well, I know. So there's sort of like this preseason overreaction. Look, is Stetson Bennett a good NFL quarterback right now? Answer, no. Does Stetson Bennett have the potential? Answer, possible. Here's what I would say, that I watched Jacoby Brissett, an NFL veteran quarterback, who the New England Patriots signed because he knows the offense, he knows the system, he knows the language. And I saw a veteran quarterback in a preseason game throw an interception into the end zone when he was in the red zone. Like, I mean, the ultimate thing you cannot do. You cannot turn the ball over in the red zone. You cannot throw an interception in the end zone. Not in a preseason game of all places. It does happen during the regular season. I will grant you that. The best quarterbacks in the league make mistakes at times. But in a preseason game, man, you would expect a starting quarterback to not make a mistake of that nature. It happens. Daniel Jones, the starting quarterback of the New York Giants, a $45 million a year quarterback, coming off of an injury which, cut his year very short last year. Did you see what he did this past weekend?
I only saw the quick highlight
right,
stuff.
so did I. He's in the end zone, his own end zone. He's being rushed. A defensive lineman has his hands all over Daniel Jones, and instead of throwing the ball out of bounds, he throws the ball from his own end zone to a defender who walks like 3 yards in for a pick six.
Yeah.
So all I'm getting at is this. Stetson Bennett is a second-year player who's been given a great amount of playing time in the preseason because everybody knows Jimmy G is suspended for the first 2 games, and what if Matthew Stafford were to get hurt? And has Stetson Bennett convinced you that he should be or could be your backup quarterback? He could play extended time should Stafford get hurt? I don't think he has.
Well, what will they do if Matthew Stafford is not ready to go week 1? What do you think they're going to do?
I mean, they're going to play Stetson Bennett, bro.
Well, they're in a situation right now where if they plan on finding somebody other than Stetson Bennett to be their backup or to be the starter, should Matthew Stafford's hamstring be worse than it has been reported, they better freaking do it this week.
Yeah, because somebody's got to play, right?
They can't wait any longer. If you don't think Stetson Bennett is good enough to be your backup, or if you don't want to be in Sean McVay's situation where you're like, God, I just hope Stafford doesn't get hurt, because if Stafford gets hurt, I don't want to play Cooper Kupp at quarterback. I'm going to have to play Stetson Bennett at quarterback, and he's not ready and he's not good enough. Then you better find somebody this week.
Right. You got to figure it out, even for the short term. Yeah.
Because here's the thing. While we talked earlier today about Gardner Minshew being named the Raiders' starting quarterback, right? There are other teams that are naming quarterbacks as starters right now.
Yeah.
And by the way, some of them are rookies.
Yeah. Like Jaden Daniels, right?
Like Jaden Daniels in Washington. Now, granted, he was a first-round draft choice, and granted, they think that he's the future of their organization.
Yeah.
But Caleb's going to start game 1.
Right.
Jaden Daniels is going to start game 1. And I'm going to tell you guys, I've watched both of New England's first preseason games. Honestly, I would just say screw it and just go with Drake May.
Right. And just, have Brissett there as the backup.
Right. Hey, look, we're going to go through growing pains. We're not going to be a Super Bowl team this year. We have a first-year head coach. We have a first-year offensive coordinator, play caller, and we have a rookie quarterback. You know what? Let's just go with it. Because we're going to be, I'm going to take a guess here, we're going to be 7-10 with Jacoby Brissett, or we're going to be 7-10 or 6-11 with Drake May, but at least he gets his playing time in.
Yeah, I mean, they're probably going to be worse than 6 and whatever with Drake May, but,
But you understand my point.
No, but actually, it's better to be worse. Get him more help. Better help.
I mean, Caleb Williams is going to start. Jaden Daniels is going to start. Yeah. And I'm going to take a stab here, but I'm also going to guess that Bo Nix is going to start.
Bo Nix has been good in the preseason.
Bo Nix has been outstanding in the preseason.
Well, after this week, aren't a bunch of teams going to cut their, their third stringers?
Yeah, there's going to be some guys that are going to be available.
Yeah,
but I'd have to find out, if you're a third string quarterback, hypothetically, of the Denver Broncos, okay? Let's say, what's that kid's name they had that came from the Jets? Wilson? What's Zach Wilson?
Yeah.
Let me ask you this.
Zachy.
Would Zach Wilson, who has started in the NFL, probably, I'm going to take a guess here, 30 games.
Mm-hmm.
Just taking a guess.
Yeah.
Would you trust Zach Wilson more than Stetson Bennett based on what you've seen of Stetson Bennett so far in the preseason?
Probably.
Okay, I have not, so I'll offer this to you guys. I've not seen any of Zach Wilson in the preseason.
I have not either, but I would at least he's played in real NFL games.
Well,
I would take my chances with Sean McVay trying to deal with him for 2 weeks than Stetson Bennett. Yes, even as much as I've made fun of little Zachy.
I would take my chances with Sean McVay that if Stetson Bennett is on the roster, and if Stetson Bennett is the backup for weeks 1 and 2, that Sean McVay thinks, you know what? Number 1, let's hope Stafford stays healthy. That's number 1. Number 2, if Stetson Bennett has to play, let's protect him by running the football. Number 3, let's employ the short passing game. Get Puka the ball. Get Cooper Kupp the ball as fast as you can so that he's not dropping back and holding the ball and surveying the field. It's snap, catch, throw. And get it to your playmakers.
You really like him, don't you?
You do love him.
I don't really like him. It's just it's well, what it is what here's what it is.
I love a good story.
Well, that I do. That I do.
Is that what you're about to say?
I do love a good story, and I think Stetson Bennett's a great story.
Yeah.
It is.
But the bottom line is this: you either believe in McVay or you don't.
Well, Sean also says he's not extremely concerned about Stafford.
I'm not concerned. I'm not. One of the things that's great is he's accumulated all this experience. He's going to be ready to go and to prepare against Detroit. And if we miss a couple days this week, if that's the approach that we take on the safer side, he'll still have a couple, 2.5 weeks of preparation for Detroit. sometimes I think those breaks for these guys can almost be beneficial, to keep them, just fresh mentally. The toll of camp is real. And especially when you talk to these guys, and I'm not saying Matthew feels this way, he'd have to tell you, but you talk to Aaron, you talk to the Whitworths of the world, and you talk about just the drudgery of training camp when there is some monotony, and it's hard to be able to stay locked in and do those things. Sometimes those natural breaks keep you fresh. And that's really what I think. That's why I'm not concerned. Now, do you want him to be able to get the work? Of course, but I'm not concerned based on what I understand, the tightness is and Aaron on the safe side of caution for this week if that's what we end up having to do.
By the way, drudgery is the perfect way to describe training camp. Like such a perfect word for that.
Yeah, but the Rams, they broke training camp before anybody.
Wait, I have a question about the quarterback situation in training camp and all that stuff you just mentioned. How come most of these coaches, I feel like more than half of the coaches nowadays, don't want to play their quarterback at all? If anything, they'll play maybe a quarter of the last preseason game.
Not even.
Except for Andy Reid.
Well, Mahomes,
and they're the ones who always,
he's had
Bowl.
2 drives basically is what he's
But he's played in the games.
Right.
And,
he's had 2 drives in each game.
Well,
yeah.
Why is it such a big deal?
I just think they're just mitigating risk and injury, and in an environment that's less controlled than those scrimmages that they do, inter-squad scrimmages that they do.
I also think it's individual coaching philosophy.
Right.
Look, Sean
McVay was the one who innovated this stuff. They're not playing their guys.
Sean McVay decided we don't play our guys in the preseason. It's a long season. They need to stay healthy. And I'm good with practices and I'm good with inter-squad scrimmages, and I don't need to play these guys in the preseason.
Yeah.
Andy Reid has a completely different philosophy, which is, hey, let's go through the motions. Let's get you dressed. Let's get you through the pregame. Let's get you through the national anthem. Let's have you start the game. And let's just have you play a series and then get out of there. Did you see the pass that Mahomes made this week? Come on.
Yeah.
That is ridiculous.
Did you hear what he said about it?
No, what did he say?
Yeah, long story short, Travis didn't run the route he was supposed to run, and then it was kind of a behind-the-back pass, kind of because I was mad. I was pissed off at Travis. He was supposed to run a flat route. I don't know if you can hear me on the broadcast. I'm yelling at him, and then he doesn't run it. So out of spite, I do a behind-the-back pass, but now it's going to be a highlight.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, that's awesome because you just improvised.
There you go.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Yeah. So, it is what it is.
Just by the way, I'm not.
By the way.
Yeah, what?
Go. You go
It's not like an obsession with Stetson Bennett. I don't like to
Wait,
give
but you're
up.
going back to Stetson Bennett?
I don't like to give up on players too early. And by the way, Lindsay,
Stetson Bennett, he's a coach.
He's 26 years old.
Yeah, but he's also a second-year player. But hold on.
For the love of God, your son is younger than him.
Yeah, but Bo Nix.
I can understand if you would have this, he's 26, man.
Yeah, so what? But he's a third-string quarterback. That's what he is.
26.
That's really what he is.
At
Bo
what
Nix
point
is
do
how
you
old?
just say, Psst, yeah, cut the bait?
It might be soon. It might be.
You're rooting for him. You're
I
rooting
am
hard.
rooting for the guy, but it doesn't really matter because we're probably never going to see him. But I think that.
Oh my God! If we have to see him, it's a huge L.
But I think that
if he's on the practice squad, does someone else pick him up?
No, of course not. No. Of course not. Nobody's going to pick him up off the practice squad.
Yeah.
But all I'm saying is I'm one of these guys who, when I look at certain players, I don't want to give up too early. I'll give you an example.
Oh, gosh.
Baker Mayfield's a great example of not wanting to give up too early.
Right, but Baker Mayfield's the number one pick in the draft.
I understand.
Come on.
But Baker Mayfield had kind of an attitude problem.
Yeah.
He also didn't really play all that well. He
Yeah.
had one good year.
Yeah.
And you know what? By not giving up on him and somebody else giving him a chance, now Baker Mayfield is an established starting quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah, look, there are some guys that need more time or a different situation. This is not that.
Stetson Bennett, the likelihood of him ever being a starting quarterback in the NFL, probably pretty low. But in terms of him being a competent backup, right now it doesn't look so great.
You're holding out hope.
But my question though is if you aren't a competent, or if you're not a starting quarterback, then such a good song. I just feel like if you're not a competent starting quarterback, then it's difficult to be a competent backup, isn't it? If you're
I think some guys. You have to look. The reality is, if you're the backup quarterback, the way you get to become the competent backup quarterback is the guy gets hurt, you get in, and you hold down the fort.
Right.
And what does that mean? I don't know, 500-ish. You know what I'm saying?
It's Gardner Minshew.
Right. It's that exactly. But Gardner Minshew, to me, was a way better college quarterback than Stetson Bennett was. Gardner Minshew played at East Carolina, as Cappy mentioned, and then Washington State. And yes, I get it was Mike Leach, but he put up monster numbers in college on a team that wasn't all that talented. Okay, like the Washington State team is a middle of the pack at best, talent-wise type team on a regular basis. Stetson Bennett literally has 10 other Rolls Royces on that team at Georgia on offense. True. And by the way, maybe more than 10 because some of the backups are Rolls Royces too. You know what I mean?
But don't you have to ask yourself this question? A school like Georgia that every year finishes like 1, 2, 3 in the recruiting wars,
the years he was there, Cappy, though, I mean, you're talking about peak out of control, great first round picks that were there.
But then ask yourself this question. How is it they didn't have a quarterback that could supplant this kid?
Well, I think part of it is just timing of it, right? Like I'd have to go back to the history of it, but I felt like there was a plan for a younger quarterback that didn't turn out the way they expected for one reason or another, and they just went with Bennett in that scenario. And then after that, like they stuck with him because they were winning.
Back-to-back national championships. I mean, the numbers speak for themselves. And by the way, so do the preseason numbers. He has turned the ball over, as you point out, 6 times, 5 interceptions, 1 fumble. But here's the other number.
But he's not like Matt Leinart. You know what I'm saying? Like Matt Leinart played on a stacked team, but Matt Leinart was a high draft pick. You know what I mean? Like this guy, I was stunned they took him in the 4th.
Well, the Raiders took Aiden O'Connell in the 4th and got forced into action right away.
But Aiden O'Connell, I would rather have Aiden O'Connell than Stetson Bennett.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not ready to give up on a kid yet.
Yes,
but
we know.
The bottom line. Bottom line is he's not supposed to be your backup. He really isn't.
I also hate that I'm being painted as like this Stetson Bennett person.
By the way, I also hate that I'm being painted as the Stetson Bennett like first round draft choice train.
No, I get it, but I'm just.
I don't like the way I'm painted. You don't like the way you're painted. I'll tell you what, Stetson Bennett sucks. He should be cut immediately. Now you tell me how great he is.
By the way, so heading into his senior season in 2020, he started the season as a backup quarterback to DeJuan Mathis, but then Mathis was actually the backup quarterback to Jamie Newman, who was going to be the planned starter, but he opted out because of like COVID and stuff.
I knew there was a story.
So he was like a third string guy, and then he turned into the backup.
Yeah.
And then JT Daniels transferred.
Right. And he did, but I mean, he didn't pan out anywhere.
No, JT Daniels, I want to say he transferred to like his 3rd school after.
No, I want to say like 4 or 5 schools.
Because he went from, didn't he start at USC?
Yeah.
Then he went to West Virginia, or did he go from Georgia to West
USC,
Virginia?
Georgia, West Virginia, and now he's at Rice.
Rice, yeah.
He's still playing?
Yeah.
JT Daniels, 35 years old.
No. As a matter of fact, he's 2 years younger than your boy Stetson Bennett.
Now, tell me about Stetson Bennett. What year did he graduate high school, and how did he get to Georgia? Because they were like junior colleges.
He was a walk-on in 2017.
Yes, he was a walk-on in 2017.
But where did he start, though? He started at some junior college, didn't he?
No.
He went to Jones College. He did when they thought that Justin Fields was going to Georgia.
Well, no, he went to Georgia as a walk-on in 2017.
No, and he did. Bennett,
and then he went to Jones.
That's what I said.
He left.
Okay, and then he went back to Georgia.
Right.
Yeah,
that's crazy. So he was just a walk-on. Now he's in the NFL.
They had Jake Fromm, right, and then he, I guess, retired. Oh, not retired. He went to the pros. I think the Giants might have drafted him, if I recall correctly. And then, and then all the stuff Lindsay said.
Hey,
this is why you guys got to give this kid credit. This is why you got to give him credit, because he grinded it out. And he said,
right, that's a cool college story, bro.
He's just like Baker, because Baker was a walk-on.
Right, but that's a cool college story. Baker rose to being the number 1 pick in the draft.
Heisman Trophy winner.
Right, exactly.
Yep.
So there's a little bit of a difference there. All right, coming up next, actually, I do want to get to Miller Moss, because he was named the starter today, and he's the last quarterback topic that we haven't done today. You've neglected Miller Moss. You did Malachi Nelson at Boise State before we got to Miller Moss.
Well, I'm going to spend a little more time on Miller Moss because I love this story.
Okay, well, let's love it next.
Next shit.
Only 4 teams remain as LAFC find themselves in the League's Cup semifinal for the first time ever.
Oh, what a goal from Kai Kamara! They've doubled the lead!
Hugo Lloris, Olivier Giroud, and the all-time leading scorer in League's Cup history, Denis Bouanga, lead the charge as the Colorado Rapids come to BMO Stadium.
No, Denis on the counterattack!
A spot in the League's Cup final is on the line Wednesday night. LAFC pregame begins at 6:30 p.m. on 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app.
This is Sedano and Kap for your afternoon drive.
Walks around like a little puppy dog.
On 710 ESPN.
Oh, come on now. Lean back, Cappy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, I hope everybody's watching the YouTube right now. Lean back. Yeah.
Are you leaning back?
Oh, in a big way.
Okay.
DeAndre, should I say it?
Don't say it.
Dog, you ain't know nothing about no leaning back.
It's Fat Joe's birthday today.
I did an event with Fat Joe, not at Summer League. So I did there was basically a Hispanic foundation that they had just started, and they asked me to just kind of present someone, and then Fat Joe was like the main speaker at the event. It was super cool. He was great.
He's not so fat anymore.
No, he's like
just Joe.
Like average size Joe.
He's like Big Joe.
Yeah.
He's
Big
not
Joe.
Fat Joe anymore. Yeah. Just Big Joe.
I know. I got one of my good buddies is a guy by the name of Fat Tony.
Yeah.
And his son's name is Fat Boy and his daughter's name is Fat Girl. And he ain't fat no more.
Right.
So it's hard when your name is Fat something.
Yeah.
So
and
it's
then
just
you're
Tony.
not fat. Yeah, now it's just Tony.
Yeah.
So.
Cappy.
Yeah.
Miller Moss.
Love Miller Moss.
You do?
Yep. Love him.
Just because he played well in the Holiday Bowl, or because he stuck around for a couple years? Like,
There you go.
what's
So
the?
here-
I mean, look. I mean, I'm sure he's a nice kid. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just curious.
I love Miller Moss for this reason.
Mm-hmm.
In today's modern college football world,
Oh yeah, he stuck it out. That's what it is.
when you're a
It's a
guy
great story.
who, well, it is a good story. When you're a backup player and you're really not projected to ever find a way to crack the lineup, most kids today, and I'm not saying all, but most kids today are like, you know what? I got to transfer to someplace else because I'll never play here at USC. So I need to transfer to Boise State, or I need to transfer to, name your school, and I'm going to go someplace else where I can actually play. And I don't blame kids for wanting to play. Don't
Right.
get me wrong.
Yeah.
I'm not holding that against anybody. But on the other hand, for me, when your commitment is to the school, not the coach, not to your playing time, not to your NIL money, and not to your future in the NFL, when your commitment is to the school, when being at that school is the most important thing for you, I love a story like that. And Miller Moss is a guy whose parents, as I understand it, went to USC. He was content being on the team. He was happy in his role, and he was willing to be a great teammate. And when USC needed him and said, we need you to step up and play.
No, he played.
Not only did he play.
Played well.
He was MVP
6
of the Holiday
touchdowns,
Bowl.
yeah.
Right, 6 touchdown passes. Yeah. And guess what? He came back. And George, what's the young man's name who had transferred to USC, the quarterback from, it was Utah State, right?
No, from
Or
UNLV.
Nevada?
UNLV, yeah.
Oh, UNLV, excuse me.
Jaden Maeva.
It was one of those kinds of places, a Mountain West school.
Yeah.
That's a kid who's trying to step up in class. That's a kid who says, hey, nobody's paying attention to me at UNLV, but if I go to USC and Caleb Williams leaves and all I've got left is this kid Miller Moss, and yeah, he had a good Holiday Bowl, but he's not really that good, I'll go there and I'll win the job. Credit to Miller Moss for all the work that it took, whether it's the physical work, the film study work, and the way he must have played in practice that won this kid the job. I'm rooting for the guy.
Can you name all the quarterbacks that have started under Lincoln Riley? There's not that many. I'll tell you this. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now Miller Moss is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's the 6th quarterback.
All right, so you go Caleb Williams if you go backwards.
Right.
At Oklahoma before Lincoln Riley came here, he had Jalen Hurts.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say he had Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
So that's 3.
Mm-hmm. Two more.
Well, let's see. Caleb, Baker, Jalen. That's 3.
Mhm.
Miller's 4.
Mm-hmm.
There's a name in there. What's the
Oh, it's an
kid's name?
obvious another one name. An obvious name.
Let's see. An obvious name. Gosh, give me a hint. Come on. Give me a hint.
He played baseball, too.
He played baseball too. Okay, that's a good hint. It's a very solid hint.
I mean, there's not that many guys also playing baseball.
Was this at
He
Oklahoma?
also won a Heisman.
Yeah, he also right, but I didn't want to give him that
Yeah,
one.
no.
That's
I've
too
got
easy.
it. It's right here at the tip of my tongue.
He still doesn't know it.
No, I don't. But I'm going to get to it.
I mean, he.
He's on a team with a bird for a mascot.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, did I say Jalen Hurts or did I not
You
say
said
that?
Jalen Hurts.
Oh,
Okay, you know it now. Now you're just messing with us.
No, I'm not. I can't come up with it. I can't come to it. I really can't come up with
He's
it.
in the NFC West, Cappy.
He's in the NFC West. Okay, I'm going through the Rams. No. Let's see. Kyler Murray.
Yes.
Okay,
and then
took me a
there's
while.
one you'll never in a million years get.
The kid whose name. See, this is why, because I was already thinking about the next guy. I didn't think about Kyler Murray.
Cap knows the obscure guys way more than he does the main
No, the
guys.
obscure
Okay, so who's
guy-
the last guy?
I can't come up with his name, but it's like Rattlesnake. Or,
It is not Rattlesnake, but it's close.
yeah, his name is like Rattlesnake.
Spencer Rattler, who's
Spencer
with the
Rattler.
New Orleans Saints.
Right, Rattler. Now, where is he? Where
New
did he-
Orleans, I just
no,
mentioned.
but where did he play?
Oklahoma. Caleb unseated him.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Okay, so I knew it was like Rattlesnake or something.
You are all in on all these quarterbacks today, Cappy.
Yeah, I mean, I like. Listen,
You like
I
a
don't,
good story.
I like a good story.
Yeah.
B, I like guys who are committed
Yeah.
to a program. So when I say that Miller Moss was committed to USC's program, if Miller Moss never started a game, Miller Moss would be 35 years old and he'd still be bragging to his friends, I was a backup quarterback at USC. Because Miller Moss cares more about USC than he did about his own playing time. That's why he stuck it out.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Yeah.
I'll go back to your favorite quarterback, Stetson Bennett. Stetson Bennett was obsessed. He was consumed with playing at Georgia. He
Yeah.
wasn't consumed with playing college football. He was consumed with playing college football at Georgia.
Yeah.
That was his dream.
Right.
That's what he was going to do.
Right.
He found a way to make it happen.
And you think that's a better, just out of curiosity, do you think which makes a better quarterback? A guy that's committed to the program or a guy who's like committed to winning?
Excellent
at
use
all
of the
costs?
word program.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Because they're two different things, right?
Go ahead
The
one more
difference
time.
between a guy who's like strictly committed to the program,
Mhm.
like regardless of record,
Right, the
whatever
Miller Moss,
situation is,
Stetson Bennett guy.
or a guy who's committed to winning and he's going to transfer to a team that he thinks he's going to have a better chance to win.
Well, can you give me an example of a guy like that, just so I can put it into perspective?
So let's look at. Hold on, I bet you if I look at the Heisman.
Joe Burrow, it's more. Of
Oh,
a
Joe
playing
Burrow, right?
thing.
That's
Joe
a good
Burrow
one.
did not transfer because he was more about winning.
That was more of a playing time.
That was a
thing.
playing
Well,
time thing.
Same
He couldn't play.
situation,
He
similar
couldn't play.
situation.
Right,
It was
but-
either.
Let me
he
see. Let me
wasn't
look at the
committed-
Heisman odds right now, and I
Joe
bet you
Burrow
I'll
was
find
not
something.
committed to Ohio State.
Right, but he was committed.
Oh,
to
okay. So
playing.
it's not a quarterback; it's a running back. Quinshon Judkins was, I believe, the leading rusher in the SEC last season at Ole Miss for Lane Kiffin.
Okay.
And he went to Ohio State.
Okay.
He transferred to Ohio State.
Yeah, so that's a guy who you think is saying, hey, look, I want to play at an even bigger, better school because Ole Miss is great.
Yeah, he wants to
but,
move up the ladder.
But they're not Alabama or Georgia.
Right.
Right. Oh, look, here's a quarterback one. He's actually the odds-on favorite at the moment to win, a slight odd favorite to win the Heisman at the moment, Dylan Gabriel of Oregon. He transferred from Oklahoma to Oregon.
Okay. And
by the way, before going to Oklahoma, he transferred from UCF. So he leveled up twice.
Yeah. Yeah, so Lindsay, to
Leveling
answer your
up.
question, I'll take the guy who's committed to the program, as you call it. Yeah.
By the way, Ohio State also did it with their quarterback. I just realized that. Will Howard.
Well, and
K-State.
Yep.
But now Avery was probably going to unseat him anyway. That's also part of this.
Has Ohio State named a starting quarterback?
Yeah,
I
it's
think
Will
they
Howard.
did. It is Will
It's
Howard?
gotta be Will
Okay.
Howard.
Yeah. I'm asking you, did they actually officially name him? their
I
starting
have
quarterback?
it. I don't know. But Avery Johnson, not the Avery Johnson, the basketball player, Avery Johnson at Kansas State, the quarterback who played in the bowl game, was going to unseat Will Howard. Like that was happening.
Yeah, they named him a couple days ago.
Yeah.
And who is it?
Will Howard.
Will Howard.
Okay, it is. Okay.
Yeah.
I only asked because
He has his own chips,
My
by the way.
By the way, my favorite quarterback name
yeah.
this season in college football. I love the Polynesian names.
Tell me.
I just think they sound awesome.
Like Tua Asasopo.
Tui Asasopo.
That was close.
Marcus Tui Asasopo was Washington. Yeah.
Come on, Lindsay, do better.
Nico Iamiliava. I believe. Hold on. Iamaliava. That's how you say it.
Iamaliava. Who's he play for?
Iamaliava
Yeah.
is plays for Tennessee.
What about the Florida State quarterback? How do you say? How do you pronounce his last name?
DJ Uiagalelei.
How do you say?
DJ Uiagalelei. So he's a local kid.
Yeah,
he played at Bosco.
Local kid.
Bosco. Yes.
Wait, is he local or is he from there?
By the way, Miller Moss is a local kid too. He's actually from L.A.
Yes.
Miller Moss, local guy.
Yeah. And I believe Nico is too. I think Nico and his brother, who I saw play, he's a Long Beach kid, I think. Nico's brother, I saw him. I don't know I think he won like his flag football championship for his age group as the quarterback. The younger brother.
Go back to the Florida State DJ Ungalele, that guy.
DJ Uiagalelei.
Yeah, I could never say his name. I just call him ukulele. He started his career where?
Clemson.
Then Clemson.
Oregon State.
Right. He was going to be a star at Clemson.
Right.
He had all this. He was like the highest paid NIL guy in college football. He took over for Trevor Lawrence, didn't he?
Yeah,
right?
but I would also say, like, I would also say Clemson at that time also went through some changes in their coaching staff that didn't help DJ. Now, DJ did not play great there necessarily at times, but there were games he was fantastic.
Right. So,
their coaching staff went through a lot of change the year he came in.
Okay.
And he didn't get the guys that Trevor and Deshaun and those other guys had. You know?
But then he played at Clemson. He went to Oregon
State with Jonathan Smith, who's a very good quarterback,
and then,
head coach, quarterback guy.
He's
at Michigan State now.
But he played at Oregon State last year.
Correct. Yes.
And now he's at Florida State.
Correct.
And is he going to? And is this?
He's the starter.
Is this his 7th year of college football?
No, it's not. I don't believe so. I think this is his
5th
senior year.
Is it his last year?
Yeah.
It is. Did he get another year because of
No, I'm
COVID?
fairly certain this is just his 4th year.
Okay. Because who was the kid we were talking about earlier, JT Daniels? He's got to be 7-8 years removed from high school.
Correct.
And he's still at Rice.
Yeah.
You know what a great Polynesian name, too, is? Sion Taki Taki.
Sion Taki Taki's good.
It's a good name. Taki Taki.
Yeah.
Loved him on the Browns.
Yeah, I love pronouncing the Polynesian names once I can get it down. It's actually mostly phonetically spoken.
He's not Polynesian, but do you know the Browns receiver's name? That's a tough one.
The Browns?
They call him JOK.
I don't know. What is the name?
Jeremiah Owusu Koromoa.
Oh, yeah.
They
No,
just
that's
call
a
him JOK.
Nigerian name.
Yeah. They just call him JOK because it's it's a long name.
Iamaleava. It's just you have to get where the M goes.
I still can't even say Tua's last name.
Tua.
Tonga Vailoa.
Yeah, I just call him Tua.
What about Tuiasa Sopo?
Again, Marcus. Yes.
Okay, that's the one I said before.
Yeah.
I get him mixed up with.
There's another.
You get the same guy mixed up?
No, with Tua Tagal.
Tonga Vailoa.
I cannot say his name either.
Me neither. Can't say it.
Yeah.
Refuse to try.
Iamaleava is the kid from Long Beach. And again, look out for the brother, whose name I will look up in a second. He's going to be awesome, too.
The little Iamaleava?
Iamaleava.
Yeah, him.
Yeah.
By the way, speaking of like all these superstars that come out of Southern California and go on to like
particularly quarterbacks.
Teams,
yeah.
Right. I believe this week is the kickoff of the high school football season.
Mm-hmm.
And Thursday night is like number 1 versus number 2 in L.A.
Cappy, you are right. DJU's 5th season because the first one was the COVID year.
So it's his 5th or his 6th?
5th. He will be starting his 5th season.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, check me on that. Somebody do a little bit of homework here, but I'm telling you right now, the high school football season gets kicked off this weekend, and I'm telling you, it's like number 1 versus number 2 in high school football is going to go at it this week. And so if you're a high school football fan, I know I am. I'm a huge high school football fan. Having a chance to see the very, very best kick off the season against each other, that's awesome. I'll find the story here. Anybody know it?
I do not, no. Jonathan Watson just sent us this. Pro Football Talk. Good news. You can buy Sunday Ticket via the Apple App Store. So you don't have to go to like YouTube to get it. Bad news, it costs $679.99 if you're not going to YouTube.
Oy vey.
Worst news with the Red Zone, it's $739.99.
I mean, you might as well get Red Zone for the extra, $40, $50?
Yeah, you're already that deep.
Right.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. Yeah, I will take the Red Zone with DirecTV, which I have, and I'm good.
Well, Sunday Ticket is cheaper than if you get all of the different streaming services.
Yep. Yeah,
or it's
but
the same price.
It's still, I mean, you can go to YouTube and get it cheaper than that, though. Like, it's only for like Google versus Apple stuff.
Oh, okay.
Like, that's what it is.
Well, I was just saying if you don't want to get all of the different apps to watch all the different games.
Yeah, so Google basically said you can have it, Apple, but you got to charge a premium because we're charging you a premium to use
crazy.
it. Yeah,
I mean, do you know anyone who will pay for that? I know one person. That's it.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I think you can just go. I would just use the Google version, and that be if I was going to buy it.
Side note, point of information. Here's the number 1 versus number 2. Modern Day, number 1 against Corona Centennial.
Yeah.
And number 2, and they play this week.
Is it on ESPN 2 or whatever?
I don't know. Good question.
Because there's a bunch of high school games this week on ESPN.
Did you get that from Beto, Cappy?
No, I did
YouTube
not.
chat?
I got it from the LA Times, actually.
Okay.
I mean, Beto and the LA Times are very similar.
I'm
in that
saying
sense.
Beto knows, he's got,
He knows the high
everything
school.
to know
Yeah.
about.
Let's see. Modern Day's new head coach, Raul Lara, is his name.
Raul Lara.
Big matchup here to start the season off.
Yeah. College football starts this weekend, too.
Is this the Florida State game against, who are they playing in
Georgia Tech in Dublin.
In Ireland, right?
Yeah, week 0.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and College Game Day is going to be there. Funshy was saying that before.
Really?
They're going to be
It's
there.
going to be
yeah.
in Ireland, yes.
Yeah.
Dublin, Ireland.
Yeah. So there are 4 matchups this Saturday. Florida State, Georgia Tech at 9 a.m. Pacific time. So you can literally start your day with the best game on the slate, okay? You got then Montana State, New Mexico.
Not going to watch that.
SMU against Nevada.
Doubt it.
Maybe. And then for the degenerates out there, the Hawaii Chase game, Delaware State at Hawaii, 8:59 p.m. kickoff for some reason.
Delaware State?
Yeah.
At Hawaii?
Yeah, not Delaware, not the Blue Hens like Joe Flacco.
Not Rich Gannon.
Or Rich Gannon.
Because they're in Hawaii.
Delaware
No, I know, but
State?
8:59 is a weird start time.
Delaware State. Boy, I'll tell you what, they're probably their entire football budget is spent on the travel to Hawaii.
Yeah.
What
The whole
are
season.
they doing?
Yeah.
What
No,
are they
Hawaii's
doing?
paying for them, dude, in that scenario.
No, I know, but what are they doing? Playing
Because Hawaii's probably paying them enough.
Would you say no? I'd be like, hell yeah, let's go.
I know, but I'm just saying, Delaware State. Number 1, I don't know what division they play in. So
I mean,
maybe
they're
they-
FCS, I'm
They gotta
sure.
be, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's number 1. Number 2, the schlep from Delaware to Hawaii.
There's no directs.
I mean,
You would know. You've looked it up at some
Maybe
point.
you can drive to Philly, I guess. You
I
got to
doubt
go
that-
drive to Philly. Philly, I'm sure there's a Philly to
I
Honolulu.
doubt the Delaware State team has their own team charter.
They don't have
during
a
the
charter.
I was
season.
going to say, what's the main airport for Delaware
Although
State?
if I was like the famous alum at Delaware State and I had if I was like a really rich person, I would totally for that game I'd be like, you're getting a charter.
Yeah. That's pretty funny.
Take care of it.
All right, well, there's
and then
one good
Cappy,
game.
so that's it. Saturday there's college football.
Mhm.
Football.
Football is right. Bring it to me. Because the following week, the week of, is it Labor Day or Memorial Day that's the end of the summer? Which one is it?
Labor Day.
Okay, so Labor Day is on Monday, and then on Thursday is the kickoff of the regular season,
Of
and
the
that's
NFL.
Kansas City and Baltimore.
Yeah.
What a game.
Yeah. But there are, so that's it. College football starts Saturday, and then there's Thursday college football on the 29th, and that's it. Friday. See, the first weekend is great because there's games all week. You restart already on a Thursday again. Thursday, Friday. College football on Fridays I always find weird still, but
So do I.
but I watch it.
I know, me too. But for me, Friday nights are for high school football.
Yeah.
And I find myself at a high school football game almost every Friday night.
But now all the networks run it. Like ESPN has a Friday game, Fox has a Friday game, CBS Network, Sports Networks has a Friday game. Everybody's doing the Friday games now.
If you have a great high school football game or a great high school football story, you should hit us up because on Friday nights, I'm looking for games, man. I got a couple of buddies of mine that are like, hey, my kid's a senior. You got to come see him play. Great. I'll come see him play. But on a Friday night, if you got the right game and I got the time, dude, I'll come out and visit, hang out.
Well, there you go, Cappy. You didn't go with me and Beto and Chris to the Rose Bowl between Bosco and Mater Day a couple years ago.
Yeah, I don't remember
What
exactly
happened
why.
that day?
I don't remember
That was
what.
a Rachel.
Was it a Ray
It could have been.
Rachel?
It could have been.
Yeah.
It
Maybe
could have also been.
you were predisposed.
It could have been, that I had other things going
You
on.
planning on having a lot of Friday nights free, Cappy?
Now that we're off at 6.
Oh yeah,
that'll help me. That will help me.
Yeah,
but probably not. Now I'm gonna have to negotiate with Rachel.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to
good luck with that.
Be like, hey, it's
Yeah.
Friday night, girl. You want to go to a high school
Some
football
Friday
game?
night lights. Yeah,
Yeah, you want to go check it out?
You could negotiate for one of the days where we're off because there's a Rams game. For
Yeah, but those
Thursday
Rams
night.
games are probably
Thursdays and
Mondays or
Mondays.
Thursdays.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then you could be like, hey, we'll do something Thursday, and then, I'm going to go to a game
No, I'm
on
going to be
Friday.
watching the game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right, Cappy, coming up next, we're going to have to do a big deal or no deal and dealer's choice. And I actually have a dealer's choice today, too.
Beautiful.
So I don't know if you have one, but I have
course
one,
I
too.
do.
Okay.
What are you kidding
So
me?
we got a double dealer's choice and then big deal or no deal next.
Hey, ESPN LA listeners, it's John Ireland. You want to play golf with me and corporate Greg Berkman? You can, thanks to Terranea. If you listen to the show, you know Terranea is my favorite place in the world. It's like going to Hawaii without getting on a plane. Well, you can play golf with Bergman and I at the links at Terranea, and then we'll buy you lunch. Here's how you win. Send a video of your golf swing to @ESPN Los Angeles on Instagram or on Twitter. We'll take a look at your golf swing. If you impress us, you'll be playing golf at Terranea with me and Bergman, and then we'll buy you lunch. And you can all you can eat, all you can drink. We don't care. We're not paying.
Century Bar and Grill's flavorful menu for lunch or late night dinners. Watch your favorite teams and catch up with friends on game days. Unwind and enjoy live music and crafted cocktails at Ray's Lounge. Easy parking and access, Hollywood Park Casino, located next door to the Forum and SoFi Stadium. Park, party, and play. Hollywood Park Casino, elevate your game.
Must be 21 and older to enter. These are approved DOJ games. Geico 004527. Geico 003871.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text SIZZLE to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text SIZZLE to 42424. That's SIZZLE to 42424.
Hey guys, it's Cappy here, and let me talk to you about this issue of dealing with your homeowner's insurance. So your home floods, right? You have a big giant flood at your house, and you realize that the insurance adjuster is trying to pay you so little that you won't be able to repair the damage. That is when you call Avner Gatt. Avner Gatt is a public insurance adjuster who is on your side. Look, you can try and negotiate with the insurance company yourself. I've tried. You're going to find out very quickly it is not that simple. Avner Gatt and his team negotiate on your behalf to make sure you're getting the best possible outcome, not the insurance company. He and his team have been dealing with insurance companies for so many years. It's all they do. They've got the experience. They've got the industry know-how that you need on your side. Now, some of these folks used to work for insurance companies before they joined Avner's team, and Avner Gatt himself has 20 years of experience in this industry. Avner Gatt has one of the largest teams of professional, licensed public adjusters in California. And yes, the size is important. Avner has a unique winning recipe for handling homeowners' insurance claims. No one, and I mean no one, messes around with Avner Gatt and his team. Call Avner Gatt, 818-917-5256, 818-917-5256, or visit AvnerGatt.com. That's AVNERGAT, AvnerGatt.com. You call Avner Gatt, 818-917-5256. Avner takes the call himself. Hello!
One of LA's best kept secrets in the heart of Los Angeles, East Central Hotel offers effortless accommodations and unparalleled accessibility. The East Central Hotel is for everyone looking for entertainment with their trendy, spacious rooms, a renovated gym, and a patio lounge for breakfast, dinner, and drinks. Stop by their incredible Nixo Lounge before your next event at LA Live. Book your stay at eastcentralhotel.com or call 213-748-1291 today at Entertainment's official address.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
Critics and audiences can't get enough of Deadpool and Wolverine.
Next level.
It's the most fun you'll have watching a movie this summer.
The hierarchy of power in the Marvel Universe is about to change forever.
You really are God's perfect idiot, aren't you? It's Marvel's biggest triumph.
Damn straight it is.
It's a maniacal, meaningful masterpiece. Let's go.
Yes! This is what I'm talking about.
Deadpool and Wolverine, now playing. Rated R. Under 17, not admitted without parent.
Need assistance with door and window projects? The Home Depot can help. From inspiration and materials to ordering and installation, our free Millwork virtual apron service can get you moving and doing. Plus, we speak Spanish too. Our associates can help you tackle complex jobs without you leaving the job site, saving you time and money. Call us at 1-833-HD-APRON or visit homedepot.com/MVA. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
Meet Cheryl. Hey. She's on vacation and lost in the moment. Unfortunately, so is her Chase debit card.
It's gotta be somewhere.
Maybe she lost it at salsa night.
These skirts should have pockets.
Or maybe she lost it at Pilates.
3 and 2 and...
But she's not worried. With the Chase mobile app, she can lock her card till it turns up. Tools that help protect. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Final segment of the program. We got to squeeze in a lot here.
Not the program?
Of the program. Morales is gutless. He hasn't done any imaging for the show in months.
Giving up on us.
I mean, seriously. He's going to be here tomorrow. You and I, you know what we need to do, Cappy? And I need to absolutely take him to task.
Jack.
No need for a jack there.
I like the idea. We should take him to task, number one.
Yeah.
We got kind of a busy week, too, because on Thursday, Morales is coming in for a live imaging Thursday.
Right, and there's another lit, and the Yachtly crew guys are coming in.
Yachtly crew will be in studio on Thursday, which is going to be awesome because they've got a show on Saturday. I want to say the show is in Burbank.
Yes.
I'm not 100% sure.
It's already sold out.
Yeah, so there's a lot going on Thursday, and then Friday, you and I find ourselves back at Hollywood Park Casino.
HPC.
Which is where we'll be for the 7-10 fantasy football draft.
Correct.
So we got a lot going on as the week comes to an end, but today's only Monday, so take a deep breath and buckle up, everybody.
Yeah, buckle up, Cappy.
That's right.
All right, so let's do big deal or no deal real quick before we get to dealer's choices. Go.
All right, so my big deal, or no deal, is going to be about Noah Lyles, of course, the Olympic sprinter.
Yeah.
Won gold in the 100-meter relay, in the 100-meter dash, did not win 200. Anyway, so he's still got this shtick going on, like this beef, fake beef, whatever, with the NBA.
Right.
Most recently, he told Shannon Sharp on Club Shay Shay that he doesn't know who Nikola Jokic is. Like, is this a big deal or no deal? And are you buying it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he follows basketball that closely. It feels
still.
like just based off like his commentary. So no deal for me.
I'm actually surprised this is what you brought up. I thought you were going to bring up that he told Shannon Sharp and Chad Ochocinco. By the way, I think there's a distinction.
There's
between,
a night one.
Yeah, nightcap.
Nightcap.
Not Club Shay Shay.
Yeah, is with him
you're
and
right,
Chad.
You're right.
Yeah.
My bad.
So I feel like the bigger story coming out of that one, at least the one I was following.
Well, I was going to do that one next.
Oh, then go ahead.
Well, I'm going to ask you if you think it's a big deal or no deal.
Well, what about the other one
if
first?
If he says he doesn't know who he is, and do you believe him?
Yes, I believe him, and no, I don't think it's a big deal.
Were you going to go off the board again?
No, I was actually going to go on to the next part. Let's hear what Lindsay's got, because let's make sure we're on the same page.
Just a random baseball update, just because I want to say the player's name. Boston, Houston tied at 2, okay? Top of the 6th, Yusei Kikuchi on the mound for the Stros.
Nice.
Yusei Kikuchi. Yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
Very nice.
Okay, so then the second part of that is on that same podcast, Noah Lyles officially challenged Tyreek Hill of the Dolphins to a 50-yard race.
Oh, there you go. There you go, Cappy.
So is that a big deal or no deal?
Well, did he challenge
Yusei Kikuchi. Just got him looking. Yusei Kikuchi. I love this dude. I don't know why the Dodgers didn't try to get him.
Because they didn't want to hear you say Kikuchi?
Maybe. But he's good, man.
I didn't. Did he challenge him to a 50-meter race?
Yeah, 50-yard race. I think that's different than meters.
That's a quick race.
It is.
Yeah.
First of all, I love that Noah Lyles is buying into all of this. He could have blown off Tyreek Hill, but you know what? Here's what I say: let's do it. I'll pay for it. If you put this on
you're saying
pay-per-view,
pay-per-view, right? Because you're
Right.
not putting up the money for this.
No. What I meant was, if you put it on pay-per-view,
You'll
I'm
watch
more
it.
inclined to watch
yeah.
Tyreek Hill against Noah Lyles in any race versus like
Yeah.
Peyton Manning and Tom Brady playing golf.
Yeah, gotcha. I would too. I don't know if I'd pay for it, but I would watch the highlights on Twitter. But
I think I would probably pay for it.
Not me.
No?
Nah, I'm not that interested. All right, do we have one more, or are we switching to dealer's
We
choice?
can switch to dealer's choice.
All right,
now.
so I got a dealer's choice first, Cappy. You ready?
Let's hear it, yeah.
So I was watching the Niners Saints yesterday on Fox,
Okay.
at 5 o'clock our time. And I thought, if there's a game on today, maybe we'll get the Kevin Burkhardt Tom Brady broadcast, right? Because I figured they got to do a preseason game, because they did that dry run here in L.A. last week.
Right.
So I watch and I turn it on, and to my surprise, and a pleasant surprise, it was Adam Amin, one of my literal friends, okay? Literally my friend, who I think is one of the best broadcasters in America, okay? And he's working with Mark Sanchez now, so I guess he's elevated up the Fox ladder, which is awesome, and both those guys are climbing. Excellent broadcast, those two, by the way. And I was like, okay, well, I guess maybe Tom and Burkhardt will do another one down the road. And then all of a sudden, in the middle of the game, they show Brady in the booth with Burkhardt, and they're doing a second dry run. And I'm like, well, wait a second. How many times are you going to do the dry run? Like, are we going to get to see Brady in the preseason? I think, look, there are smarter people than me, certainly at Fox Sports. I love what they do from a sports perspective. I think they have, much like us, they have one of the premier sports networks in the country and in the world. But I'm a little stunned that Tom Brady's not going to do it. May not actually do a actual preseason game. That he's just doing these dry runs.
I'm not as surprised. The preseason, George, and by the way, maybe Fox does have a plan to use Tom Brady in the preseason. I mean, I'm just looking at what games...
Aikman and Buck do it, and they did it before.
But I just feel
Give them like a quick little, like a practice.
Yeah, like when the lights are firing for real.
But I do feel like they are going through the everything, so that it as far as Tom Brady knows, he's on. He doesn't even know the difference. What they're dry running him through with all the graphics and all the elements and all the music and all the rejoins and everything else. To me, Tom Brady doesn't know the difference if he's on live or if he's not on live.
Do you think they tell him that he's on live?
No, they don't tell him. They know it's a dry run. He knows a dry run. And by the way, you know when he'll know it's for real? When everybody on social media starts commenting on it.
Well, that's just it. I feel like what Fox is doing is they're saying, we're not giving you Brady until the regular season comes. And by the way, we're not forcing Tom Brady to learn the fifth defensive back of the 49ers who's not going to make the team. Like, to me, I wonder if he's doing the entire game. I mean, maybe he's only doing the first half.
I don't know.
I bet you could do some digging and find out, Cap.
But anyway, I was a little disappointed that we're not going to at least get him in a preseason game before the season starts. Because I'll tell you this, I think that the reps matter, but I would like, and I know it's not a real game, a preseason game. It's an exhibition game, literally. But I'd like to see it on live, and see how it went down,
What do you think the most important part of Tom Brady going into the season? What's the most important number one thing for him as a game analyst?
If I were giving him advice on broadcasting?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
I would say you need to know every player that's playing on game day. You need to know their name. So when that guy makes a play, you're not saying, oh, the DB made that. But you're saying, I don't know, give me a guy. Jalen Ramsey, right? And obviously that's an easy one. But the guys who are not as easy, right? Yeah. The guy who may be the nickel or the dime corner. Let me know. You need to know that guy's name right away.
Yeah. I would say my biggest advice for Tom
study.
Brady. Yeah, my advice for Tom Brady would be listen.
Listening during the conversation for sure.
It's critical to be a good listener.
Yeah.
We all know that Tom Brady knows football. We all know that he understands offensive philosophy. We know what he's looking at defensively. And by the way, we're all going to get into the mind of Brady. That's kind of an interesting thing, given the number of Super Bowls that he won and his credentials. Mm-hmm. But to be a good broadcaster, you got to be a good listener. And Kevin Burkhardt has already been doing this, and he's been doing it really, really well at the highest level. So for me, if I were an executive at Fox, I would not have a problem with 2 or 3 dry runs because I want Brady and Burkhardt to build chemistry, and I want Brady to become a great listener. And if I can get him to do this work and it not go over the air, and then I can study film with him, I don't have a big problem with it. I think it's actually a good move.
I don't have a problem with it. I'm saying I'm disappointed.
Yeah, you want to hear him already, huh?
I want to see what he's got.
Are you rooting for him, or are you predicting? Are you predicting failure? Or are you predicting?
I'm not predicting failure. I just am genuinely curious because historically he's not somebody who says something that I go like, "Whoa!"
Right.
You know.
But he was also the quarterback of the Patriots.
I get it.
The Belichick Patriots.
I get it.
And I think you have to admit that from a social media perspective, he has come way out of his shell.
Sure, no question.
He's now letting you into his life. And he's got a lot
I mean,
more
it's
to
not
say.
like Oscar De La Hoya on social media recently.
What was that over the weekend?
Yeah.
Wait,
What was
really
that?
Really
And
quick. Do you think that Tom Brady or
And by the way, good for Oscar, man. He's comfortable in his own skin, literally.
But you know that Instagram took him down. Right, Instagram actually suspended his account.
Why?
Because of that video that he put out. You know that video?
Why?
Because
Because they think his junk is in.
Well, it looked like his junk, but not only that, but
it's a thong.
I know, but they.
But it was
I saw him-
skin-colored, right.
He had a tweet or something earlier today, like, "Hey, they suspended my account." In fact, he even said they suspended my account, or they pulled down the video. And if you want to see it, he gave you his girlfriend's name. Go see her account.
Yeah.
Well, that's discrimination because you can't do that just because it's him.
Well, it's because he's
Yeah,
probably
it's
got a blue
discrimination.
check mark. It's a lot easier to tab, you know. All right. Well, I guess only one dealer's choice today. Well, technically two. We got in Oscar De La Hoya too. So.
Right.
Wait, I have a quick question. Do you think that Tony Romo or Tom Brady will end up being a better broadcaster?
Oh, I think Tom Brady will be. I think Romo's good. I think Romo is, to Cappy's point, doesn't listen.
Well, the other thing is Romo. It was real easy because the first 2 or 3 years
He
out of
knew the
football,
whole
he
league
knew
by the
everybody.
back of his hand. Right. You know. So, all right, we're done here. Great
That's
job.
it? We're
Yeah,
done.
Yeah, bro, we got to go.
Let's go.
All right, great job, Funchy, Lindsay, DeAndre, The Circle, Christopher, you're gutless, Cappy, excellent work.